right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Hobbs as it is senior night on the final week of the regular season. The Cavemen take on the Hobbs Eagles in a last week attempt to get an upset win. They are not favored in this game. Hobbs has a 7-2 record. The Cavemen come into this game with a 5-4 record. Hobbs was able to defeat Centennial, and they put up 51 points against Artesia. They had themselves a pretty good year. Let's go over the year for the Cavemen for the Eagles in terms of how they performed. They started off the year against Lovington, beat them 41-13 to start it all off. On week 2, they played Artesia right after Carlsbad had lost to Artesia and lost to them 51-41. Okay, so I did not have the right score on that one. The next week after that, on September 5th, they played Roswell, beat them 37-27. On the 12th, they played in El Paso against Parkland, beat them 49-22. This is a team that can put up big numbers, and they've done it all year long. It looks like they have scored as little at the one time that they scored, under 40 points. It looks like was against Las Cruces when they put up 13. But they've scored 41, 41, 37, 49, 13, and then 47, 44, 51, and 51. So they have had a really strong offensive year. This is a team that the Cavemen will have to be very buttoned up for. They are going to need to limit their penalties, of course, and try and make things just really happen offensively to match and kind of keep up with the Eagles. Obviously, the strong suit for the Cavemen this year has been being able to mix it up both in the air and on the ground offensively, but defense has been a key component of this team this year. So the Cavemen, a pretty well-balanced team, looking for their 6th win of the year. If they can make the upset tonight, that would put them in a really good position for the state playoffs. And I believe a win tonight would give them a home game in the first round of the playoffs, which would, of course, be a huge draw, and Carlsbad would have to show up to that one big time. Ruben is here with me. Ruben, tonight the Cavemen taking on the Hobbs Eagles. This is going to be a tall task.
Yes, for sure. The Hobbs Eagles at 7-2, playing at home, and just saw one of the guys going to Arizona State. I think a couple other ones going to play football somewhere in the next level. Looking at their schedule, they only lost a couple of games in a shootout against Artesia. They lost 51-41. So they're going to be a tough opponent for sure.
So the last game that the last 2 games that the Eagles have played were against Clovis and Oregon Mountain, both teams that the Cavemen defeated as well. But they put up 51 points against both of these teams. So this is a offense that has been hot. A 4-game win streak. All of those 4 games, Ruben, 44 points or more. So the Cavemen defense is going to have their hands full tonight without question.
Yeah, that's definitely a for sure on that one. So yeah, we're gonna definitely have to be ready for this game. The weather's perfect. There's no excuse as far as the wind or anything. It's gonna be just the right Halloween night. Usually it's kind of cool on Halloween, but it's pretty nice out here.
It is. It's nice. Let's see. Listed at 64 degrees right now. It will get obviously cooler throughout the night, but it is looking like a nice weathered night, like you had said. The wind, not really a huge factor right now. Don't have a flag up right now to gauge that because they, for some reason, have the flag down. I think they're going to have somebody honor that maybe in the middle of the field, a ceremony. So, yeah, tonight is senior night. If you guys didn't catch that, it is senior night here in Hobbs. Cavemen had their senior night last week in Carlsbad. And, Ruben, I guess we haven't been to this stadium in a couple of years, and it always kind of blows my mind how large this stadium is. It is basically capacity for, a small or mid-major college.
Probably a mid-sized college for sure. Yeah. I guess the last time we came was when the Cavemen played Artesia COVID year, so it would have been, what, 21 or 22?
Yeah. It feels like a long time ago. But, yes, this is a matchup that we've been looking forward to a lot. I talked to Coach Sanders this week on the Coaches Show, and, one of the biggest things was that they are focusing on them, not focusing as much on, the hype around the game. It's more about, hey, we're healthy. We're going to go give it 100%. We're going to do everything we can to leave a lasting impression on these seniors on their last night here tonight. So I think tonight's going to be cool because they are playing out there for their seniors. Every year you're playing for your seniors on their last game, whatever. But this year, I think he said that they had about 28, 29 seniors suiting up that came on this trip tonight, or maybe, a little less than that. But, they're going to leave it all out there, that's for sure. And that's a big part of coming out here and loving the game that you're playing because it's a family unit.
Yeah, you're of course you're out here to win the game. You're out here to get a better seeding for the state tournament. All that stuff, maybe like you said, have a chance at getting a home game and stuff. But the bottom line is you want to come and play your best football because win or lose, Hobbs is going to be in the state tournament.
Yes.
And you probably are too. But all it's going to help you is in seeding and get you momentum going in. Let's say if they were to get beat by a field goal or a touchdown, at least you can play with them, and that's your best thing. Of course, you want to beat them by 30 if you can, but this is going to be a tough opponent.
Yes, apparently last week, putting up 28 points against Las Cruces, the Cavemen were not favored in that game at all. I believe the spread on that was something like 30 points or something like that, and they did a little bit better than that, but putting up the 28 points, that was the second most points scored on Las Cruces, and, we put it out there and get your comments and stuff on social media and things like that. Well, they subbed out some of their varsity guys at the end of the game. We scored, whatever. You're still putting up points against the Las Cruces team with lots and lots of depth, and if anything else, with all excuses aside, that is still something that is burned into your mind if you're a varsity starter or player on this team. You go into the next week going, we put up 28 points. It doesn't matter how it was done. You don't have to keep, going into the minor details. It's all about, the confidence that it brings. And to me, that's what matters.
That's
right?
Huge, yeah. Yeah, so we'll see if that momentum does anything for this game or not. But like I said, they've got to just take it one quarter at a time, one play at a time. Small samples. Don't get frustrated on the turn. If they can keep from turning the ball over and he can hit the receivers, Marley should have a good game tonight.
Yes, I think that's one of the biggest keys to tonight's game is being able to mix it up as we've done this year. This is a offense that historically, over the last 10 years, we've seen most of those years be running game. Mm-hmm. It's not working. Let's go back to the running game anyways because we're comfortable with it and we don't want to make mistakes. This year, the green light has been smashed for Marley Munoz, and I love it because this is a kid that at the beginning of the year, very, very obviously, he was not confident in his abilities because we saw that the ball safety just wasn't really there. He'd get in, for Eloy in a couple of games. And I don't know if it was nerves or if it was just an experience, but as he, progressed throughout the year, very clear that he has the swag, he's got the confidence, and even just seeing him in public, it's like that's our quarterback. You know what I mean? And I think that's just another component of just being successful on this team, just having the confidence from your coach, but also in yourself, and he's grown in confidence. I'd say, huge.
A ton, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course we haven't talked about his arm strength. He's got some arm strength like you wouldn't believe, and he can throw it down the field. I don't know how far he can throw it. I couldn't guess, but I would say he could at least throw it 50 yards. It'd be my guess.
Yeah, he's got a gun, that's for sure. So a guy you might want to hopefully see if we can figure out a way to get him on the mound as well because
that'd be something.
That'd be something. But the Cavemen about to get out there and bust through their banner. It says Carlsbad Cavemen on it with the Carlsbad Cavemen silhouette as the Cavemen prepare to bust through it and get things started. Just waiting on the senior night ceremony to finish up here for all of that to really get started. The Eagles have the tunnel like the Cavemen used to have, and here come the Cavemen now busting out with their American flags and getting out there. Not a ton of travel from the fans just yet. It is still around 5 minutes before kickoff, but maybe I would expect another 30 to 40 people coming in. But yeah, it's not a lot of fans here tonight. But why? It's Halloween night.
That's for sure. You got families with younger kids, and that's an important and big night for families. So you could understand that. But, parents are here, and people that are really, really close to the Cavemen are going to be here to support them.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we are going to take a break and be back here in just a moment. It's time for the national anthem, and we'll be back.
Biggest and best band in the world, the Hobbs High School Marching Band.
Hello?
You're still talking on.
Oh. Let me hang it. Hold on. See, so that. Call myself.
Holy smokes, let's see the numbers.
Come on.
Oh, they got a sound like the lyrics of their song.
A lot of gunpowder in that one.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna start chatting on
Alright, guys. Welcome back. As it is, of course, senior night here in Hobbs for the Eagles. The Cavemen got out through their banner. The Eagles now came out to do their prayer in the end zone as well. So it is going to be a beautiful night here in Hobbs, and it is hopefully going to be a dogfight in this game in favor of the Cavemen. That's what we're looking for. Talked to several different players. They feel good about coming into this game, and of course, they look forward to this game. This feels like a rivalry game for Carlsbad every year, and I think now we're starting to see that more and more rivalries are just district games. We're just trying to beat every district opponent as much as we, as much as we can, and just make their way to the playoffs. That's really what it comes down to. So, let's see what happens.
And I would say that probably Hobbs and Carlsbad are the most rivalry games in softball and baseball and basketball. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, they're usually pretty strong in basketball, but what we've compared and competed with them in the past. So I think that's probably our biggest rival besides Artesia, because they're in our district and
Right. Absolutely. No, for sure. All right, so tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Forest Tire, Tate Branch Autoplex, and BES Supply. We are on Carlsbad Radio, 96.3 FM KAMQ, and on YouTube on All Sports Best. You can catch us if you aren't already. Also on Carlsbad Radio is where you can find us as well. So we'd love to have you guys on the broadcast and, of course, listening right here on YouTube or wherever it is that you're listening from, because we know how much it means to these boys to see that support from you. So we're going to do our best to keep the camera moving. We're going to multitask tonight and get things rocking. So here comes the kickoff now. Carlsbad will receive. Here's the kickoff, just a small, short kickoff there. Nice hop there to Evan Reyes. He's going to take off to the left side of the field. He's going to try and find his way. He's going to get about to the 29-yard line. We'll see where they spot this one. But a pretty good little run back, Ruben, on that one. Not a lot of space to run. And took the long way, but got some yardage and a nice little field position at about the 29. Nope, 31-yard lines. We're going to spot this. That's surprising.
That's a good spot. Yeah, that's probably one of the better runs last game. I don't think he ever got past the 20, 25-yard line. So, yeah, he got a good run back there.
Absolutely. So this is going to be the first series of the game for the Cavemen. We're going to have the wide angle for you on the broadcast.
We've got Castaneda in the backfield. That's unusual.
All right, so starting this game off hot, and we're going to flip the handoff to Castaneda, and Munoz is going to run for the first down here. Good. Munoz is going to hold on to this one tight, and he's going to get out of bounds. That's a first down for the Cavemen. Nice first play, an 11-yard run for the starting quarterback, Munoz.
Yeah, I know one play doesn't mean a whole lot, but that's a good start for the Cavemen. He was moving his feet and had the whole team trying to tackle him.
Mm-hmm. Had the whole squad on him. All right, so 11 minutes, 26 seconds as we get things started. Here's Munoz handing this one off to Bobby Castaneda, becoming a running back here early. Another first down for the Cavemen, about 12 yards. So back-to-back great runs and no back right yet with a touch. So Ruben, Cavemen coming out right now saying, hey, we've got more weapons than maybe you usually see on film in the running game, and I like it so far.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Coach Sanders is pulling out some stuff that he was been saving. Save for this time of the year.
Absolutely. 11 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. Appreciate you guys for joining us here tonight. And Munoz gets the snap in the shotgun. He's going to go to the short side of the field on the right side. He's going to get pulled down by his jersey. Almost looked like a little bit of a horse collar there, but about a yard gain, I believe, if not just getting back to the line of scrimmage. And it looks like they're going to spot this one 0-yard gain.
Yeah.
So it's second and 10.
Looked like they grabbed him kind of like by the shoulder pad or something and kind of slid him around. But
so I don't know if you know about this because I just saw that play there, but the NFL is considering changing the rule from long hair. You cannot tackle if you pull by the hair in the NFL, which is an interesting new development. We'll talk about that more here in just a moment. Here's Munoz with Brock Wright in the backfield. Two receivers on the right, two on the left. Here's the handoff to Brock Wright. He's going to get this one for about 3 yards on the play, and that's his first touch of the game. One of the strongest weapons on the field for the Cavemen this year, Brock Wright, has been phenomenal, Ruben.
Yeah, he's a solid back. I don't know if you call him a fullback or a running back, but he's
a running back.
You have to gang tackle. Well, we always think of a fullback as the bigger back, you know,
stronger,
and he's the guy that's gonna blow you over.
Can it be both? 10 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock. Here's the snap to Munoz. Munoz finds his man over the top. That's Eli Lopez for a first down. Cavemen moving the chains yet again. A first and 10 here. That's going to be on the 29-yard line, the Hobbs 29-yard line. Ruben, looking good early.
Yeah, so on the drive over here, we talked about Eli Lopez maybe not getting enough touches, and I think that's a good thing to get him some early touches, and he looked good on that play.
He did. So, Ruben, right here early, Cavemen using many of their weapons right away, and I love it because you have to come out. You can't save anything in this game, I don't think. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it comes down to. So here comes a running play here. Nice play to Castaneda, and that's going to be another good yardage gain.
Yeah, that was a good, 7 yards maybe?
I'd say so. Looks like they're spotting him at about an 8-yard gain. So another good spot there for the Cavemen.
Yeah, some plays that we haven't seen.
So 9 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock.
Now, I think what we have to think about is that we've got to try to score in every possession because the numbers that Hobbs has been putting up has been pretty phenomenal. So I feel like if we don't score in every possession, then they're gonna have a chance to score anyways.
So second and short here, 2nd and 2 it looks like. The handoff, the fake handoff, and the quarterback, the QB run, I'm sorry, up the middle is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to get stopped there for no yardage gain. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 situation here. Beautiful night here in Hobbs, America.
I don't know who came up with that phrase, but it's stuck.
I thought it was something about TV or something like that. That's what I heard, but I'm not sure. So 8 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Cavemen using plenty of time to get some yardage here. And there's a nice run up the middle by Marley Munoz. And Munoz is not afraid to use his body to get extra yards right there. He just goes right through it. About a 5-yard gain and a first down again for the Cavemen. It's going to make it 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. So Cavemen have some chances here, and of course in field goal range. That's not what they're looking for, Ruben, but if it comes down to it, they do have one heck of a kicker in Leonard Ernans on their side.
Yeah, I want to keep them. I want to keep the drive going. I don't want to think about stuff like that. We got first down on the 15-yard line.
All right, so here comes the snap. Munoz looking to his right, finds his guy. Nice pass right over the defender, and that's caught by Bobby Casanova for another 6-yard gain. Good pass there by Munoz, just floated it, and lots of confidence in that right arm.
A little bit scary, went right over the defender, but probably a yard over his head. But yeah, right into the arms of Casanova. So far they're moving the ball pretty nice.
That's what it takes to be great.
Looks like the clock isn't working on the opposite side of the field, so unless they just don't turn it on, except for on the side that you're driving to, I don't know. We'll find out.
All right, so Munoz awaiting the snap. He's going to have the option. He's going to get it to Brock right, looking for that contact, and he's going to get it. 2-yard gain on that play, and that's going to make it 3rd and 3. Good play there for the Cavemen. A nice option there. We don't see that a lot from the Cavemen, but it is good because you look, as a defense, you have to account
for where Marley Munoz is when he's got the ball in his hands. And, of course, you have to look for Brock Wright. So you have to kind of split where you're going. Once you kind of break down and get to Munoz, he can pitch it out to Wright. And right there, he laid a lick a little bit. So 3rd and 3 for the Cavemen. Okay, so there's a fake handoff. Munoz going to take this one himself, and he's going to go get the first down, Ruben, and some.
Yeah.
No, so this one might be put down at the 4-yard line. That's what they're looking at here.
Yeah, it almost looked like he wasn't going to make it, and just the way he drives his legs and moves with the ball, it gave him an extra probably yard or two.
All right, so thank you guys for listening here on YouTube. Getting some feedback on the sound, a little bit too high. So we're going to go ahead and pull that down for you just a bit. 5 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. It looks like Cavemen going to put 2 backs in the backfield, and that's going to be Braden Flores with Munoz and Wright. So Flores is going to act like the leading blocker on that one, kind of assuming the fullback position on that one, and Cavemen not going to get anything on that. So it's going to be 2nd and goal. No, they're going to lose a yard. So 2nd and goal with 5 to go. All right, so 5 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock.
That's a lot of time used on this drive for sure.
All right, so a lot of time has passed, and this Caveman offense has been really good so far. Here's Munoz moving over to his right. This one a line drive down, almost caught by the defender, but no, Eloy Lopez comes up with the catch.
Oh, he still caught
wow, what a play there for the senior for the Cavemen.
That's like a dive in the dirt kind of catch. He caught that one. I thought for sure the defender had it, and somehow he came down with it. inside the 1 yard line. Third down, inside the one. Probably what, 2 feet?
Yeah, this one's really close. It looks like they're going to try and punch this one in if they can. We'll see what they do here. They hand it off to Wright. Wright's got some room to run, and that's going to be a touchdown. Cavemen, first score on the board. 6 for the Cavemen. Nice clock management and just nice offensive calling for the Cavemen. I think that was one of the best drives we've seen all year long.
Yeah, it was consistent because they mixed it up with all they had. They used Castaneda in the backfield. They passed to Eloy Lopez a couple of times. They just did a lot of things that we aren't expecting to see, and now we got Annanins for the extra point.
All right, 4 minutes, 14 seconds. And Annanins gets, there's the snap. Here is the kick. It's up, and the extra point is good. 7-0. Cavemen start this thing off hot.
Yeah, so like I said, we can talk about the drive, but the main thing is we've got to get the defense ready to go, get a stop, don't let them get good field position, because this Hobbs Eagles team is potent as heck, and so we're going to have to see what they do on their first drive.
All right, so 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first quarter. The Cavemen looked really good on that first drive, and Ruben, I mean, the pace of this offense for the Eagles has been phenomenal lately. Like I said before, they have scored in high quantities. Over the last 4 games, they've scored 44, 47, 51, and 51. So, I mean, we're looking at a team that's trying to put big points up on the board. They can do that tonight. The Cavemen definitely don't want that to happen. And so far, with the way that the Cavemen were able to manage clock there, it's going to be hard to do that unless they're scoring quickly. Cavemen defense looking to slow that down tonight.
Well, the thing that we can hope for, I guess, too, is if we can do long drives where it eats up a lot of the quarter and, like I said, score on every drive. So
yes.
That's what we're looking for.
7-0, the Cavemen lead over the Hobbs Eagles here early with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the first quarter. 7-0, Cavemen looking good offensively. They were having their way there early. We hope to see them continue on that streak. So Cavemen kind of chatting it up here in a huddle before their kickoff. Annanins can put this one in the end zone. He has been a onside kicking phenom this year. He's been great. So he's got the Cavemen definitely have options on what they want to do. And here's a deep kick there. That one's going to be just short of the end zone. So Hobbs is going to run this one. It looks like they're going to do the starburst there. They've got a guy running on the sideline there. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's going to get brought down at the 45-yard line. The Cavemen 45. Nice run back there. And Hobbs adapting the starburst from Artesia.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. I felt like on that one I could see where the ball was going, but I feel like it confused some of the Cavemen defense, and they kind of let him get a little more yardage than what, of course, they wanted.
Yes. So 4 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock as Hobbs takes over offensively here at the Cavemen 45-yard line.
So I guess Junior Madrano is the quarterback.
All right, so we're going to see what the Hobbs Eagles are made of. They've had a very successful season so far, and here's a nice run here early, a first down there, about a 12-yard run for the Eagles. That one is a first solid run by Seamus Wright, the running back for the Eagles. Apparently, they have 2 running back options that have been really good this year, and that is something that is big. And I think I was told on the podcast that their quarterback is one of the top running quarterbacks in the state. Nice spin move there by Wright. He's going to juke back and forth, but he's going to get hit and taken down with about a 2-yard gain there. So a lot of work there for just a couple of yards, but a couple of moves there by Wright. So Wright versus Wright on the running back game tonight.
Yeah, Wright versus Wright.
Wright versus
two
Wright
rights.
tonight.
Hey, 2 rights don't make a wrong.
I guess so. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the 30-yard line. It's going to make it about 2nd and 7 here for the Eagles. And I have not been really informed much on their kicking game, so I don't know what their range is on that. That's not what they're looking to do here tonight. Here's a nice run there again by the Eagles. They're going to get a couple of yards on that one. It looked like they had gotten a little bit more than what.
I don't know about that call. It looks like he's trying to call like a late
Wow.
hit or unnecessary roughness or something. to that effect.
Yeah, what I
is
saw there was guy wasn't out of bounds. You
You make sure
make
he
some
gets
contact.
out of bounds. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's the personal foul on the Cavemen, and can't say I agree with it, Ruben.
Yeah, I can't, and that's going to give them a lot better field position too. They were third down in about 5. Now it's going to be a first down, and they're going to be inside the 15, it looks like.
All right, 2 minutes, 58 seconds left here in the first quarter. And they're going to move this ball up basically to the end zone.
Yeah.
So it's going to be on the Cavemen 14-yard line. Eagles with a first down. 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. 2 minutes, 58 seconds. Cavemen lead 7-0, so a good start for the Cavemen offense. Cavemen defense trying to slow down this Hobbs offense, and it looks like a nice stop there for the Cavemen.
That was DeMarcus Hill, looks like the other running back you were talking about.
Yes. So number 21 and number 23 will be sharing a backfield tonight. 2 minutes, 35 seconds, clock ticking, and it is 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Last year, the Eagles were solid in football, basketball as well, and their girls basketball team was one of the bigger stories of the season. But they did not take a championship. Here's the handoff there. That's to Wright, and Wright's got all kinds of space to run that one in, and that's a first touchdown there for the Eagles. It's going to make it 6-7 as they get prepared for that extra point attempt. All right, 2 minutes and 8 seconds, and the Eagles on the board. So they only needed, Ruben, about 3 minutes to make that happen. 3 game minutes, that is. And there's the extra point from the lefty, and that one is good. The kicker for Hobbs is Braddock Beatty, also a wide receiver. Ruben originally from Carlsbad, family from Carlsbad.
His brother, wasn't he the quarterback last year?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and he was one of the guards on the basketball team. So, yeah, they're originally from Carlsbad.
Athletic family for sure. 2
Uh-huh.
minutes and 8 seconds, and the Cavemen are set to receive for the second time in the first quarter. And you can see right there, Ruben, why this Hobbs offense can put up points quickly and heavily.
Yeah, between a few of those runs and that run back on the kickoff, it was a pretty easy task to score within, what, little over 2 minutes?
Yes. 2 minutes and 8 seconds as Hobbs prepares to kick off to the Cavemen. Set back to return is Bobby Casaneda and Evan Leos as usual. This year, special teams has played around with a couple of different players in the backed up to receive, but tonight they're not really taking chances on that in the special teams department. So
RJ?
That one is going to be kicked short. RJ Hernandez is going to get that one and go out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. We'll see where they spot this one. So still not bad field position, but Hobbs really not trying to take a chance on a big return. The Cavemen might start doing something similar to that as well, because we saw what happened just a second ago, kicking it into their starburst. It just did not work out for the Cavemen. About a 50-yard return?
At least, yeah. Yeah, you're looking at maybe a pooch kick, unless you can kick it all the way out of the end zone. But I think the breeze is blowing a little bit against us right now in this quarter, because the flag looks like it's going.
Munoz in the backfield with Wright. One receiver out left. Trips Wright. Looks like they're going to hand this one to Wright, and he's going to get taken down for a loss of about half a yard. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like this year, everywhere that they spot them, it is on a yard, like a yard marker. It's never like in between or anything like that. It's either on the line or the next line. It's never in between, but I don't know.
Maybe it's
it's just me.
It's easier to do the stats.
Yeah,
if
just
it's
say,
not
go
half
back
yards.
a yard. Yeah. A minute 30 on the clock here in the first quarter, and the Cavemen set back just a bit. 2nd and 11. Here's the fake handoff, and immediately Munoz is pressured. One of the strong suits of the Cavemen this year has been their offensive line. We expect them to be good tonight. That one right there, just a slip up. And that's going to be tough position to be in for the Cavemen. 3rd and long, about 3rd and 20.
Yeah, and like I said a minute ago, the wind is blowing from left to right, and so it's kind of going against the wind. So you're not going to be able to just sling that ball 40 yards in the air. So it's going to have to take another short pass or a good run to get us back into decent field position.
So we'll see what the Cavemen have up their sleeve here on a 3rd and long. You hate to punt it from here. We'll see what they've got. Trips left, a receiver out right. Munoz is back. He's got a little more time, but still pressured pretty heavy. And he throws this one into extra coverage, and that one is picked off. And great field position now for the Eagles. That one, an interception that gets them to about the 8-yard line. So Ruben right there, a tough watch if you're a Caveman fan. You think maybe he's got a little bit of room to run, but he was pressured
hard,
very highly right there, and he had to get rid of it.
Yeah, he did, and the guy kind of tipped it up and then just kind of spun around and went right in his hands.
Yeah, there was a quick second where you think, okay, we kind of lucked out there. It didn't get caught, and then it
stayed
on second chance did get caught. So 1st and goal here for the Eagles with 8 yards to go. With 22 seconds left here in the first quarter, they could put up 14 in the first quarter after all the Cavemen time that they used in the first possession. But right there, about a 3-yard gain. 8 seconds left on the clock, and I believe the Eagles will be letting this one run out so they can go into the second quarter.
Yeah, they won't have a choice.
And they will, so that's going to do it. So after 1 quarter here in Hobbs, it is 7-7. Carlsbad scored first. They struck after, I would say, about 10 minutes. No, I'm sorry, about 8 minutes, of clock. And then the Eagles were able to score in about 2.5 minutes. And they're knocking on the Cavemen end zone once again here at the very start of the second quarter.
Well, another thing that we talked about on the way over here was the turnover. You can't turn the ball over, and right there, like I said, the pressure makes it tough because then you see that open receiver for just a second, and those 2 defenders were right there, and it made it tough to not throw into that coverage.
So they're going to move on over to the other side of the field. Carlsbad now will have the wind at their back, so a little bit of a positive to look at here. Looks like about 20 more fans showed up on the visiting side for the Cavemen. Looks like on the Cavemen side, some of the cheerleaders wearing Halloween costumes over on the sideline as well.
That's funny.
Even the Caveman right now tonight, a ghost. Looks like he's got a ghost costume on over the Caveman costume. So extra warm tonight.
Well, it's not really a caveman costume. That he's a caveman.
Oh, true.
So he's just wearing a ghost.
Right. He's just
you
living.
Can't see him now.
He's just living. All right, guys. We'll take a break and be right back. Okay. All right, guys, 11 minutes, 55 seconds. And the Eagles looking to score here right away in the second quarter. Going to fake the pass and go for it right there, and that's going to be an easy score there for number 10 for Hobbs, their quarterback, Junior Medrano, the junior. So he will be a problem next year as well. So both quarterbacks will be back next year, both starting quarterbacks, the Cavemen and the Eagles. But right there, Eagles coming out on top, 13-7 here at the beginning of the second quarter. So we are looking at a really good performance here offensively from the Eagles in a short amount of time, Ruben.
Yeah, they made that look really easy. That running back is legit, and so is the quarterback. So, yeah, we're going to have our hands full. They ended up getting that second quarter, and to me that was on that turnover. It wasn't because the Cavemen didn't do their job. They had a real short field, and they were able to capitalize on it.
Absolutely. All right, so guys, again, trying to configure some things here on our side, unfortunately. But hopefully you guys can see and hear us online. 11 minutes, 51 seconds. As the Cavemen prepare to receive. I would imagine Hobbs, why would they stray from what they've been doing on the kickoff? It's been working just fine. You know, kind of go with the short kick. Allow the Cavemen to get maybe to the 25, 30-yard line and, you know, make them go most of the field here. They're not taking much of a chance on the deep kick, but we'll see what they do here. And again,
same thing.
A shorter kick. They're going to let this one bounce up to Leos. Leos in a field of Eagles there. So he's still able to get about 6 yards on that return and end up at about the 29-yard line. 28-yard line looks like that's where they're going to spot him. Not a bad spot to start, but again, Eagles, they're willing to give up 8 to 10 yards on that kickoff, but not much more than that, you know, in terms of a touchback.
And to me, I feel like as a special teams coach, I'm moving everybody up just a little bit to make him either kick him over him or to be able to catch that in the air, because it's always scary when that ball bounces because you just never know how it's going to hit and go. So it worked out perfect for the Cavemen on that one.
11 minutes, 47 seconds, and the Cavemen going to take over offensively. Munoz is in the backfield with two next to him. Wright is the one that gets the ball. This one's going to be a nice 6-yard gain there. Wright has been one of the constants on this team for the Cavemen. A multi-sport athlete, a junior on this team. Plays baseball and football. Ruben, I would imagine if Brock played in the older days in baseball, he would be the guy that you would want to see taking home plate on a bang-bang play. You could just crush a catcher. He would love that. Has to love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Marley Munoz, too. He kind of likes that, too. 11 minutes, 5 seconds. Here's the fake handoff to Wright, and Munoz has got some room to run. So Munoz gets a nice first down, plenty more. It's going to take it to around the 48-yard line.
Yeah,
so Cavemen.
You just talked about that contact, and Marley just took it right there. And
he did.
I don't know how many of these players on the Hobbs defense are going to play college football, but I know one of them, number 52, they said was going to ASU, which
That's
is
huge.
A big school, yeah.
So Cavemen on a 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line, trying to get across midfield. Here's the fake handoff. Munoz has it again, and he's got some room. He's got speed as well, a first down. He's holding on to the ball. He got spun around and took another couple of steps. That's going to be another first down and some, about a 18-yard, 20-yard run. So a 1st and 10.
Yeah, my biggest concern is hang on to the ball and make sure and secure it, especially during contact. Because yeah, he got spun around, and you know a lot of these defenders, all they're trying to do is knock that football loose.
Oh yeah, especially when you get spun around, you can maybe see an open opportunity to punch the ball, and right there,
and it's hard to
did
hold
a great
on.
job.
Yeah.
All right, so here comes another run from the Cavemen. The right with about a 5-yard gain. Nice play there. 9 minutes, 51 seconds remain here in the second quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Denwood Funeral Home, Carter's Air Conditioning, Thunder Run Concrete, Southern Tire Mart, Carlsbad Medical Center, and Tate Branch GMC.
Okay, we got Castaneda right in the backfield.
Here's the fake handoff to Castaneda, and Munoz is going to continue to be the ball handle or hold on to the ball, but right there he lets it go. That's going to be a fumble for the Cavemen.
I don't know if that flag was before the fumble or not, but we're going to find out here in a second.
No, I think that was just a marker for where the ball came out.
Oh, okay.
We're going to see.
Right
there, that is going to be
break. They were driving the ball very good.
A turnover on a fumble there, unfortunately. And pretty mild reaction from this Hobbs crowd. You usually would expect it to be really loud and stuff, but maybe Hobbs just expecting that right now. But 9 minutes, 11 seconds left in the second quarter. Hobbs leads 14-7, and they're looking good. So they just forced the fumble on Munoz, who, like you said, Cavemen were looking good, marching down towards the end zone, but fumbles can really hurt you. A nice tackle there for the Cavemen. That tackle was made by number 28, Renson Akawambi. Nice play there. He got out on that play one-on-one and made the tackle, so a nice play. This is going to be 2nd and 12 for the Eagles on their own 11-yard line. And here's the snap in shotgun. Here's a pass downfield, some space, and he's going to make he's going to miss it.
Oh.
A drop. It was right in his hands. He had space. He had his man beat, but just missed the catch on that one. Looked like it was in his arms. He just didn't secure it, Ruben.
Man, that was a nice pass by Mendoza.
It really was.
Mendoza.
Medrano.
He threw that football in a real high angle and just came down like it was just a perfect play. And
he was just putting the nose of that football where he could have maybe caught it with one hand if he really wanted to.
He didn't almost have to look down. It was just going to be right there.
So a nice passing play there.
Now they got 5 receivers.
Eagles.
Empty backfield.
8 minutes, 37 seconds. Here's Medrano with space to run, and he's going to get a first down. He's got a good block there. He's going to get to the 35-yard line.
Penalty on that.
And McKibben went over there and shoved him while he was out of bounds.
Well, I feel like, to defend McKibben a little bit, he was getting out of bounds and he shoved him. So it wasn't like he was out of bounds already. So I kind of think it was a little bit excessive. But, he just wanted to let him know, hey, I'm going to make sure you're out of bounds. But he did make a great run on that play.
He did. So now the Cavemen are going to suffer on that penalty there for a few yards. I think 10 yards on that play, right, Ruben?
It's 10 or it's 15. It might be 15 for personal foul, but we'll see right here. Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah, 15.
That's tough. That's a big.
And right now, Cavemen cannot afford to lose composure. Down by 7 points with an offense as high-powered as we've seen Hobbs be all year long, it can turn bad quickly. So Cavemen have to keep their heads on straight here. 8 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, and they just don't no huddle, just go for their plays from where they're positioned.
So here's Wright with the ball on the ground. He's got a first down there, just a little more. And Eagles going to move the chains yet again. 8 minutes, 21 seconds. Hobbs leads 14-7. The Cavemen looked really good offensively early, and they looked really good offensively on the last drive as well, all the way up until the fumble by Munoz. And now Eagles kind of had their gateway to another reason to separate the score a little bit more. Here's the snap. He's going to go to his left, trying to throw across his body. He's going to find his man and get about a 5-yard gain. That was a pass to, I believe,
88?
number 88.
Wheeler?
Addix Wheeler. And some of these names, Ruben, are tough to understand. That's Addix, A-D-H-Y-X.
Yeah. Well, you're a teacher, so you've seen some names.
Oh, I've
probably.
seen some names, but that had to be hard to learn growing up, I'm sure, as a young kid. But
or to spell.
There's a pass there. And that is going to be a tackle for a loss. No, they're going to spot this one at the line of scrimmage. So just hit at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Cavemen to jump on that one, but it's going to make it 3rd and 6. Eagles getting the play call there.
They're going to have to get a stop or field goal at the most to try to let this lead not get away from them.
Eagles do it a little bit differently. They stay in their positions to
Yes.
get the play call. There's the fake handoff there to right, and Madrano's going to hold on to this one. He's going to get tackled, taken down by Annanins, but not in time. It's going to be a first down Eagles yet again. So too little too late there, and Eagles going to get a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, Madrano's a really mobile quarterback as well, so it makes it tough when they're all spread out. So you've got him in the backfield to worry about, and you've got 5 receivers spread out all over the field.
I want to say Coach Sanders said he was a top 3 running quarterback in the state this year in terms of yards.
It makes
So
sense.
he has a lot of them so far tonight. Here's Madrano. Looked like he was dropping back, switched hands, and handed it off. That's going to be a 3-yard gain for the Eagles. A helmet came off there, the Eagles lineman. We saw that happen a couple times last week. Caveman helmets coming off against Las Cruces. Six minutes, 20 seconds. Here in the second quarter, Eagles lead 14-7, so they've got plenty of time to get into the end zone. I imagine that's not something they're trying to do slowly, but here's a pass into the end zone. That's not going to be within range. It's going to make it 3rd and 7 here for the Eagles.
You know they
Ruben, an
practice.
update on the Dodgers game?
Yes, sir. You know I'm always ready for that. Right now it shows 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th. The Dodgers are ahead. And, of course, I'm a big Dodgers fan. Hopefully they can pull this one out and get at least to the Game 7 so I can be on my couch watching it tomorrow night.
Exactly. 6 minutes, 5 seconds. 3rd and 7. Madrano going to do a jump pass there to right. Right's going to be out of the reach of the Cavemen, and it looks like he's going to have enough yards for the first down, and he's definitely in first down territory. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Eagles as they just continue to march. They've been making it look pretty easy so far tonight, Ruben.
Yeah, they've gotten a couple of 3rd downs. Do you think we can stop them and just happen to make enough of a play to get them that next first down?
So 6 minutes on the clock here in the second quarter. Madrano gets the snap. He's going to hand this one off yet again. That one is going to be handed off to Hill for about a yard gain. Uh, 5 minutes, 40 seconds. And Eagles really calm and collected, Ruben, on offense. You can just kind of see their confidence in what they've done this season. I mean, a lot of things to look back on this year and say, hey, you know, there's nothing to be worried about right now. We're up 7, and we're knocking on the door yet again. There's a high snap. Madrano's still able to get to it, and he's throwing this one into the end zone, and it's going to be a pass interference call, and that's not a good call.
Yeah, I don't agree with that call because the play was not catchable. You know what I mean? It was far enough away from.
And I don't think the contact was enough to make that call either.
It wasn't like he shoved him. They kind of had incidental contact. So, yeah, it's a bad call. But what can you do? We can't do anything from up here for sure.
5 minutes, 18 seconds here in the second quarter, and I believe that will give the Eagles, I think, half the distance to the goal line.
I think it's half the distance to the goal line and a first down, but automatic first down, but I'm not sure. We'll see what they – oh, no, still second down.
Okay, so still second down, but they are going to move the marker up or move the line of scrimmage up to the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Good position to be in here if you are the Eagles. 5 minutes, 18 seconds. Madrano's going to run this one to the left side. He's got some room. Will he get there? He's got to handle. He's got to go through McKibben. It looks like he might have gotten in. They don't have the call there, and it looks like he's just down. Somebody got hit on the sideline, a staff or Something like that. Somebody that's not suited up, it looks like.
I don't
Do they have a
understand.
uniform on?
I don't know, but I don't understand why they were so close to the sideline unless it was somebody that was on the field. But
It looks like a helmet is off, so it might have been a player. I saw somebody with no helmet on, and I thought that was not a player, but I think it is. So 5 minutes, 11 seconds. Never want to see a kid get hurt
no,
out on the field, but
they have a lot of
Hobbs-
graphics on their big screen.
Hobbs did not make it into the end zone, so they'll need another player if the Cavemen can't stop them. But it is going to be a medical time. Guys, we're going to take a break and be right back. This break brought to you by You First Credit Union, Constructors, Inc., Desert Hill Electric, XL Energy, Steel Depot, Energy Pros, and Carlsbad Chevrolet. We'll be right back.
You're off.
Thank you.
Six, five.
All right, guys, so
Yeah, he came
Eagles had a medical timeout there. It looked like it was their starting quarterback that's going to be coming off the field. He's going to be looked at by the trainer now. He's walking off on the track on his own, which is good. So hopefully he's going to be okay. He is a really good athlete.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ruben, as much as we really look forward to, playing against Hobbs and wanting to beat them, we also kind of like to see the South do well in the state playoffs as well. So we want to see every team that makes the state playoffs be able to represent. And
yeah, we're going to root for Cruces and for Hobbs if they're not playing you.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, I think he's going to be okay. They're checking him out. But
I know a lot of people that would disagree with that, by the way.
oh, for sure. Probably if we did comments on
most people,
thing, we'd be half of them.
5 minutes, 11 seconds. You're in the second quarter. So here's the snap. It looks like they're going to get after right away. They're going to tackle him for a loss of a couple of yards. Ty Young's helmet comes off, but he had part in that tackle. Good job there for the Cavemen.
Whoa, look at this guy. He was running on the field, and he kind of hurt himself, I guess.
I missed out on that one. I was looking down
Oh, I think that's Castaneda.
at the roster.
But he was running onto the field because Ty had his helmet came off, so he had to come out. And so he's running, and he ended up falling down and doing a flip.
Oh, man.
So I hope he's okay.
All right, so it looks like a flag
That is Castaneda.
here. Is it on the Cavemen?
It probably is. We've got
It looks like
every
we've
other
got
flag.
hands up from Coach Sanders trying to figure out what that's all about. And you'd hate to see them get a penalty right now with fourth and
Nope, he
a
waved
couple
it
of
off,
yards.
so
Okay,
that's
so
good.
that is good. 4th and 5
Looks like they're
for
going
the
to kick
Eagles. So Caveman going to try and get out there and block it, but
You always got to worry about the fake too, though.
exactly.
They haven't
Hobbs
got-
leads 14-7 for those of you just joining us. Cavemen had an opportunity to score, but a fumble in the red zone was tough. There's a field goal for Hobbs. It's good. So a 3-point increase to the score, 17-7. Eagles lead. So 4 minutes, 37 seconds, and the Eagles will kick off to the Cavemen. It looks like they subbed in number 11, Conlon McCool, as quarterback for the Eagles, a sophomore on the team, the backup quarterback, and he helped get the job done there, at least to get them 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, he handed off, and now it looks like they're still working on Madrano, but I bet you he's going to be okay. At least we hope so.
In other news, the World Series 3-1. The Dodgers are leading the Blue Jays in the top of the 6th inning. Looks like Mookie Betts hasn't had a good series, but he's had a pretty good night tonight, helping them score
Well, that's good
So-
to know because he has really struggled, and he seems like such a good dude. Like
well, you got to
he's-
feel bad for the Dodgers because they only have, what, 4 MVPs?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
golly.
like 3 Cy Young
I feel
winners.
so bad for y'all. Okay, so here's the short kick. This one's going to go to Leos. Leos going to try and find a lane. He's got plenty of defenders around him, and he's going to get taken down. That one's going to get him to about the 24-yard line, so not a lot there. 4 minutes, 30 seconds here in the second quarter. First quarter was much quicker than the second, Ruben, because it was, I'd say, what, 75% Caveman ball. It was just continuously running, but
It looks like
since then it's been a lot slower.
it looks like he's running a little bit, so it might have been an ankle. They had to retape it or something. It looks like
And he's a quick athlete. Even just kind of getting loosened up, he's got some speed, that's for sure. All right, so here come the Cavemen. 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. Munoz gets the snap, hands it off to Wright. Wright looks like he's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he is. It's going to make it 2nd and 10.
Well, it looks like they're keen on Wright a little bit, and he's not getting the yardage that he usually gets. But you know what? He'll get some open holes, and he'll get some good
Well,
yardage here in a minute.
Whether he's getting the yards or not, he's still, you still got to give him the ball plenty of times to make sure that they know, hey, he's still an option. We didn't close that valve off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's definitely liable to break through for a big gain. So here's a snap. Munoz drops back and he takes off running. He's got to hold on to that ball, and he does. That's going to be a 1st down Caveman. Good play there. Munoz has been probably the deadliest weapon for the Cavemen tonight in terms of running the ball. He's just got to, make sure and secure it, and that is the number one concern here if you're a Caveman coach or fan. Hobbs leads 17-7, so this game very much within reach for this Caveman squad, especially if they can score before the half, Ruben. That would really, change
big.
things up.
Yeah. No, and especially for confidence.
Yeah, you want to see a deep pass at some point, but here's a nice play there, an option. That one goes to Brock Wright, and that's going to be spotted for a 1st down. Good play there from the Cavemen. This option play has looked pretty good tonight. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Well, the good thing about something like that is both of them are a tough option, so you don't know which one to go with, and they've kind of done both ways, so it makes it tough to decide which one to pick up and which one to tackle.
Exactly. 3 minutes, 17 seconds here in the second quarter. Munoz gets the snap. He hands this one off to Wright. Again, this one, he gets hit right at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to get a couple of yards on this play. They're going to give him 3 yards on the carry. So a pretty decent spot there. And Caveman able to pick up some yards. So if Wright can get 3 to 4 yards every other carry, it's still got to be something that you have to, keep
feeding
in the back
ball.
of your mind if you're Hobbs.
And I feel like he does the opposite of what a lot do is he wears out the defense instead of the defense wearing him out. You know what I mean?
We want to see
by the second half.
What I want to see is a little bit of time in the backfield for Munoz, and he can get a pass off to Bobby Castañeda. We haven't really seen much of that. There's a fumble, but he picks it back up. Munoz trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but looks like he's going to, they're going to spot him, I believe, at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So he's able to fight his way back there, but, the initial snap he dropped and picked it back up and just had to kind of make something out of nothing, and he just did enough to kind of erase the mistake. So it's 3rd and 7 for the Cavemen here at midfield. Cavemen just trying to get that 1st down, but a big play would be sweet. Might see that. Here it is, a drop back for Munoz. He's got one guy pressuring him. Here's a nice pass. Oh, and it is dropped by Braden Flores. That was put right in his hands, and he dropped it. That would have likely gotten them a 1st down or close.
Yeah.
But here at midfield, it's 4th down and 7. It looks like they're sending out the punt team, or at least a whole new squad. So with a minute 48, they were not going to take any chances. They're going to try and make it tough on Hobbs, at least giving them, you know, a lot worse of a field position.
For sure. And it looks like Hobbs is not putting anybody back. So they're just like, you know what, we're just going to see if they punt it, make sure that they do. Oh, shoot.
Bad snap there. This one's going to be given to Bobby Castañeda. He's going to try and pass this one. Oh, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. Smart move there by Castañeda.
Did he throw it left-handed?
He did. He just got rid of it.
Yeah, that was
and
nice.
They're going to throw a flag on that play. He was very much out of the pocket, but he did not throw it to the line of scrimmage, or at least the distance of the line of scrimmage. So I think that will be
intentional grounding.
Yes.
Which,
I mean, I liked the idea for sure. I think you have to get it further downfield if you want to get rid of it.
And I almost feel like, I think he was just trying to make sure that they didn't lose a lot of good field position, but I almost feel like he could have run with the ball. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. I think you're a little bit in dreamland there, Ruben. Just kidding.
He could have gotten the first down if he would have just run for it.
Okay. A minute 41 here on the clock. We're going to see where they put this. If they
they're going to put it in the end
spot
zone,
it where he threw it, then that's
wrong.
That's brutal.
And
it looks like that's what they're going to do. So the Cavemen would have been better off, you know, running a play on that last one. Maybe a passing play on that last fourth down instead, but Cavemen shot themselves in the foot there, I guess, as the saying goes. A minute 41. Hobbs leads 17-7, and they're going to come out onto the field. Hobbs marching out, trying to score before the half. This would really be a punch to the gut for the Cavemen.
Yeah, and that's a really short field, being at the, what,
yeah, it is Hobbs' ball on the 16-yard line. Here's number 10, Medrano, yet again for Hobbs. He's going to put this one out of the back of the end zone, so uncatchable. It's going to make it 2nd and 10 here on the 16-yard line. A minute 36 left on the clock. Hobbs leads 17-7. So Yamamoto having a pretty good game for the Dodgers in the World Series. 3-1, the Dodgers lead, bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out. Yamamoto still on the mound. So just an update for you, mostly, Ruben.
Really impressed with him pitching.
He's been incredible.
He was going to pitch on a day's rest or something crazy.
Yeah. A minute 36. Here's Medrano to get the snap. He's going to go right. No, he's going to let this one go. It's going to be a handoff to Hill, and he's going to get about a 5-yard gain on the play. So Hobbs doing a pretty good job of sneaking that handoff in there. A really good job by Medrano. It looks like he's dropping back, and if you see it at face value, the way that he drops back, it looks very identical to when he drops back for an actual pass.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of separate the two, and he switches it to his left hand and he hands it off. It's a good play for the Eagles. So he does drop back on this one. He's going to pass this one into the corner of the end zone, not going to be in the area, and it looks like there might be an injury there to a wide receiver.
It's almost like the defender and the receiver made contact and it like got him in his knee or something, and you know what I mean, he stopped right at the goal line and he was kind of limping. Now there's a penalty flag. I don't understand where that's coming from.
What could that be? It's back behind the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what that is. Looks like the player that's having a hard time might be number 2, Braddock Beatty.
It's going to be 4th down.
Hurt in the end zone. It's going to be holding on the offense.
So penalties decline, so they're going to kick.
Cavemen not going to want that, you know, give them an extra chance to score. So
yeah, don't want to give them
send out the punt or the kick team.
2 plays, yeah. It makes sense because, I mean, if they give up a field goal, which is bad, it's still better than a touchdown at this point.
56 seconds remain here in the first half. Beatty to kick. And there is the kick from the lefty. It looks like it's no good, and it's no good. Cavemen putting on pressure there. And the field goal, no good. 17-7, Hobbs leads.
So if we can go without getting a score on them, essentially almost like pinning them deep. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we dodged a big bullet right there for sure.
So the Cavemen are going to receive here. No, I'm sorry. They're not. They're going to get the ball.
They're going to probably run the ball and try
That's
to
on
run the
me.
clock out with 52 seconds left.
Had that one wrong, actually. So with 52 seconds, Cavemen are going to have the ball, and they're going to try and just kind of come out of here without further damage. Can't imagine they try and make any big plays here. They want to be safe more than anything.
And I'll be honest, penalties and turnovers. Well, we had 2 big turnovers and about 3 or 4 big penalties that are the difference in the game right now.
Yes, it is. I'd say, yeah, the fumble and then we're lucky that intentional grounding
Yeah, it didn't hurt
kill
us.
us. Yeah, so there's a nice pass to Evan Leos. Leos going to get about 5 yards on the play. 40 seconds remain here in the second quarter.
They're going to try to hurry and try to get the ball moving, but I think unless they get a really big play, then they're not going to.
Right, I wouldn't
worry
call a
about it.
timeout
Yeah.
either. It's cool. I mean, that's
It's cool.
That makes sense. 26 seconds left on the clock. Munoz drops back. Another pass there. That one intended for Castañeda, but it was out of his reach. He almost had to jump back for it. So that will stop the clock there, making it 3rd and 5 for the Cavemen. You'd love to see a Munoz-Castañeda link for deep in stride. But right now, I mean, the Hobbs defense has been putting lots of pressure on Munoz, and he might have a guy downfield, but it's hard to really drop
the
back
time,
and get your feet set when somebody's right on you. This defense well trained this year for the Eagles. Here's the snap to Munoz. Munoz dropping back. He's going to try and run this one, but he has nowhere to go, and he's going to get tackled for a loss.
And they're just going to let the clock run out, it looks like.
So that's going to be 7 seconds, and it's going to be a timeout there for the Eagles. They want to see what they can come up with here. I mean, you got to.
Well, to me, the biggest thing is you've got to get that hike. You know, the center's got to get the ball into the kicker's hands, and so that's been a problem for us all year. Had a tough time getting that
I mean,
ball.
if you feel like the punt has been consistently a struggling point, which it has been the last 2 weeks, especially 3 bad snaps out of 5 punts so far in the last 2 games. I mean, that is a big liability. You'd hate to see 6 points easy for the Eagles on a bad punt. So maybe they do run a play here. They've got 6 seconds remaining in the half. Looks like they've got 14 on the clock now, though. So I don't know if they put time back on it or if it's just something in the timeout.
Maybe they called a timeout, but they let the clock run a little bit, so they're asked to be put more time. I don't know. But that
hopefully not the case. But if it was where it was before that, which we saw it get down to 6 seconds, then I would say, yeah, it's not a bad thing to kind of try and run around and, get down with no time left.
Is that the quarterback? Let's see, number 14. Is that
so
Marley?
Big
that's
snap
hiking
here, and it looks like, yep, Munoz did snap that ball, and that's going to be a nice punt with a good bounce, but in favor of Hobbs, just easy for him to pick up. So they're going to try and get this all in the return, but a good job there for the Cavemen to get him down at the 45-yard line. So they've got one more play to run with 2 seconds left. I'd imagine they kneel it, but maybe they decide, you know what, we got a 10-point cushion. Why not try and toss one into the end zone? Ruben, I think that's not a bad idea. What do you think?
Well, the way Medrano throws the football, he throws everything like on a timing pattern. If he can air one up, you just never know what could happen.
Exactly, and what happens if Cavemen intercept it? You down them, and then we go into the half. So there's really no harm here unless you throw a short pass for a pick six.
Well, even in the end zone, they can throw a pick six. It's
well,
just
I know that, but
longer run.
The chance of that is not very high.
No. I think
Let's talk about our odds here. 2 seconds remain here for the Eagles, and Medrano is going to go under center, so it looks like he is going to go ahead and kneel it out, and that's going to do it for the first half. Good game so far, Ruben, 17-7. We're going to take a break. Be back here in just a moment. This break brought to you by Keystone Pump and Supply, Carlsbad Ford, Domino's Pizza, Eddie Federal Credit Union, Capitan Energy, and Balderrama Law Firm. Stick around. We'll be back.
You're off.
Thank you.
2 minutes. Minute and a half.
Thank you.
Five.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the broadcast here in Hobbs. The Cavemen right now trailing the Eagles 17-7, but a good game so far. Cavemen have had opportunities to score, just a few mistakes that have really been what's holding them back tonight. I mean, this very well could be a 21-17 game in favor of the Cavemen. A fumble and a couple of penalties have kept them from doing so. I think it's been a couple of fumbles, if I'm not mistaken. Tonight, the Eagles being held to 17 points is actually quite a feat so far, at least, because this year the Eagles have scored 35 or more in all of their games but one. So that is very, solid stat line here. Right now, the band performing a Hawaiian, performance out on the field. But, I mean, the Cavemen right now playing as hard as they can. You can see there's not a lack of effort here tonight. It is more a couple of instances of ball security and penalties that have been their Achilles heel yet tonight. Right now, it is a beautiful night here in Hobbs. Playing under the lights, can't really beat it. About 55 degrees outside here tonight, maybe 60 degrees, and a decent crowd here on the home side. On the visiting side, traveling for the Cavemen, not too bad either, just kind of scattered throughout the visiting side. Lots of stands here in Hobbs, so it looks like it is a lot less than maybe it truly is. But we appreciate you guys for being with us, whether you're watching on stream or watching or listening on radio. We appreciate the support right here on 96.3 FM KAMQ. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Stevens Inn, Tate Branch Autoplex, CMB Bank, Genesis Endeavors, and La Tienda Thriftway. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Off. Minute. Ten. 5.
All right, guys, welcome back here on Carlsbad Radio. We appreciate you guys for checking into the show as usual. Catch the All Sports Best show tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m. on 104.1 FM. That's also Carlsbad Radio. Tonight, the Hobbs Eagles lead the Cavemen 17-7. We're here at the half as the band continues to perform a Hawaiian-style performance here at the half. Pretty cool performance, like Moana-based. Pretty sweet. Ruben, tonight we've seen the Cavemen come out, and they've done some really good things. The first drive of the game when they scored, and they scored first, that was one of the best drives that we've seen from the Cavemen this year.
Oh, for sure, for sure. They mixed it up. They had Castañeda in the backfield, which they hadn't had before, and they just kind of spread it out to all their receivers, their backs. I mean, just, yeah, it looked really good, and Munoz did a great job of running the football and optioning whatever he had to do. But then we ran into some turnover problems, and that's the difference in the game.
Yes, absolutely. So tonight we've seen that, and then we saw the Cavemen have some struggles offensively as well, including the special teams. It's continued to be an issue with the punt game. Just being able to get the long snap under control has been a tough, struggle this year. But Hobbs scoring 17 in the first 14 points, Ruben, looked fairly easy for the Eagles.
Yeah, it did. The quarterback, Medrano, is a really talented quarterback. He can option well. You've got the right kid that's a great running back, and I mean they just look really good together, and it's hard to key on anybody because they can move the ball around very easy.
Yeah, and Hill as the second option as running back, also a very good option. I mean, You're looking at two guys that can really run the ball, they can pound the ball, and then, like you said, Medrano, very mobile, and one of those tough options to deal with if you're the Caveman defense. We saw Marley Munoz obviously have a lot of success on the ground tonight. The only thing with that is once you really get momentum, you really want to hold on and try and finish out that score in the red zone. The Cavemen have had a couple of chances here tonight. They just haven't been able to really finish off that job to really get them over the hump. I said before the last break, Ruben, that this very well could be a 21-17 game in favor of the Cavemen. Tonight we've seen them have opportunities, but just not be able to capitalize. Ruben, do you think with the game as it is right now, the Cavemen get closer to the end zone and they're looking to kick more often now with the lower scoring game?
No,
Do you think they're trying to go for those big points?
I think down 10 points right now. Now they'll get the football first because we got it in the first half. So if we can stop them and then maybe score, then yeah, we can kick field goals and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, of course you want to score.
But if we can't keep the game within 10 points, then we've got to go for the touchdowns because we can see how explosive on one or two plays that this team can be.
Right. I mean, we haven't really seen the Cavemen be quick to go and kick a field goal in a situation that obviously not anything crazy, but a situation where do we kick this field goal or do we try and go for it? Cavemen being more aggressive on that front, but I might even lean more towards the side of let's go grab some points and then see what happens late in games. The Cavemen have been really good in the third quarter this year, all throughout the year. And then, of course, the fourth quarter, we've seen some special things happen, so you just never know what that could lead to if they're able to pick up 3 or 6 points in the air from Lennon Annanins.
Yeah, if they can stop they can stop this potent offense a couple of times, then yeah, they can do whatever. But we got to get in the end zone at least one time.
Yeah, I think if you're a Caveman fan, you definitely, favor on the side of being more aggressive, and Sanders has been doing that a lot this year, which we like. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping to see some trick plays be pulled out this next half and see what maybe Coach Sanders and the staff has up their sleeves. Folks, we'll be back here in just a moment. Stick around. At the end of this half, looks like there's still about 3.5 minutes left here in the halftime show. So, all right, this break brought to you by PNR Enterprises, Carlsbad Community Anti-Drug and Gang Coalition, and AR Foreman Construction. Stick around.
You're off. Got about 4 minutes. Got about a minute and a half.
Minute and a half, copy that.
10. 5.
All right, guys, 12 minutes on the clock here in Hobbs as the Cavemen will kick off to the Eagles. It's 17-7. Cavemen down by 10. They've had their opportunities, and they have got to capitalize on each one of them here in the second half. The Cavemen have been especially good this year in the third quarter. We'll see if that trend continues tonight, because that could be something special here in the second half, Ruben.
Well, what I feel like is we haven't had anything special happen with special teams, and Coach Millar has had these guys primed and ready to go and done special things the last few games. So I'm looking for something right here in the second half to spark our offense.
Absolutely. All right, so the Cavemen still huddled up, getting ready for that kickoff. Annanen's placing his tee down and handing it off to the referee.
What do you think, onside kick?
I would love to see an onside kick right here, Ruben. I believed that we were going to see a few even already so far in the game, but maybe now we'll see the Cavemen be a little bit more aggressive. If they are, right now is a great time to do it. Lots of Eagles, beyond the 45-yard line, so they'd have a little bit of space to do so.
Yeah, and if not, a good little pooch kick maybe around the 35-yard line, you know what I mean? And try to get good coverage, keep them from getting a good run back. So we'll see what happens.
So right now, Cavemen awaiting the whistle, I believe, and they look like they're ready to go. They're talking a little bit. Lennon leading the huddle, and they head out. Annanen's has been one of the best kickers that I've been able to watch here for the Cavemen, especially in terms of some of the trick things that he's been able to do. Here, he's going to kick this one semi-deep. This one's going to go to the 15-yard line, and it's going to be a good job from the Cavemen, mostly a good job from the Hobbs turf to get their, return stopped a little bit earlier than it probably otherwise would have been. So Eagles will start off at the 17-yard line, Ruben. Couldn't have asked for better there if you're the Cavemen special teams.
Yeah, Adrian Mora got it on the starburst, but kind of went back a little bit and kind of slipped on the turf, so he lost the ball. In high school, I guess you can't advance the ball once you are on the ground.
Once you fall, right, exactly. I think we had this argument earlier this year, right?
I think so.
All right, so 11 minutes, 56 seconds.
You got Beatty in motion.
And looks like Medrano trying to throw this one deep, and it looks like he's got a man, but no, it is not going to be within reach. Good defense there for the Cavemen.
That was good defense, but I was kind of worried about the referee throwing the flag because he was making
It did look like Rio was holding on a bit more.
Yeah,
huh?
he was kind of keeping contact the whole time, and I really don't think you can, after 5 yards, you should be able to make contact until the ball's, right there. But
maybe there's a hack around that where you kind of, try and just keep it making it look like you're just running shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
I know one of the tricks in college and NFL and all that is in some positions they wear the same color gloves as the opponent's jersey, so you can't really see holds as much and things like that. I saw that earlier this week. But here's a nice run there. That one from Medrano.
Nice tackle. That was Sanchez right there, wasn't it?
Good job by Rio Sanchez to get him taken down, but that is going to be just short of the first down. So it's going to be 3rd and 2. Cavemen would love to make a stop for a loss here. It's going to take a lot to do so. Eagles have been moving the ball well tonight, all throughout this game.
We got trips right over here, but I think it's going to be a run play. That'd be my guess with that short yardage. And
all right, so here it is, a run play to Wright. Wright uses his momentum to hit Ty Young pretty hard, spins him around a bit. And that's going to be enough for a first down and some. So a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line for the Eagles. It's 11 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. If you're just joining us, the Eagles lead 17-7 with the ball here in the third quarter. So only 20 seconds.
Now you got trips right again on this Hobbs offense.
Medrano fakes the handoff, does the reverse. This one is going to number 20, Edgar Zubia, who's going to get a few yards on that play.
Oh,
He had to
right at
go
the first
all
down.
the way across the field. I mean, you're looking at, he probably ran, what, Ruben, about 35 yards to get 5 yards?
Yeah, and Isaiah Gaitan was right there on him and just barely got him out of bounds, but it looked like it was real close to a first down. Is it that short? Wow, I thought it was closer. Maybe he went out of bounds way back there. So it's what, 2nd and 5?
Yeah, 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Medrano goes to pass it. This one again going to Zubia. Zubia is going to get enough for the first down and then go out of bounds. Kind of flew out of bounds on that one, and that's going to be enough to get him another fresh set of downs.
Fresh set of downs. That was Sanchez on the stop right there.
11 minutes, 29 seconds. And night continues to be beautiful. The wind a little bit back and forth. It's a little more mild right now, I believe, than it was a bit earlier, but it feels like it's kind of just going back and forth.
Yeah, and it's getting a little bit cooler, kind of like it is in the mornings, probably in the 50s. Pretty nice night still.
11 minutes, 29 seconds. Here's the snap. Medrano turns, makes a pass over for about 6-yard gain there.
At least, yeah.
That one was a pass to number 3, Justice French. I believe that was his first reception of the night, or at least that I can remember. 11 minutes, 12 seconds. And ticking. 2nd and 4. Caveman defense trying to keep this offense as cold as possible, or slow them down as much as possible, that is. 10 minutes, 52 seconds. Here's the snap. Medrano looking to pass yet again. He's got an arm. This one led his receiver much too far. Intended receiver was Beatty. That's going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to make it 3rd and 4.
See, I feel like what they've
3rd
been
and
doing,
3.
they've been throwing a lot of short passes and trying to get the yards after the catch, and then that one they tried to air it out. But now with 3rd down, short yardage, I think it'll be another running play to get the first down.
I mean, tonight, Ruben, Hobbs has had lots of success on the ground. We've seen some Caveman stops at the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple of them, if that, for like a yard loss. But for the most part, the Eagles have been able to get plenty of yards on the ground, both from Medrano and from their 2 running backs.
Yeah.
10 minutes, 44 seconds. Medrano drops back. He makes his pass. This one again to number 3, Justice French. 10 minutes, 38 seconds. And that's going to be another first down. So Hobbs just continuing to do enough to move the chains. And it feels like this 3rd quarter has been quite a long time, and only a minute and a half has elapsed here so far. So a lot of stoppage.
Yeah, and I feel like it shouldn't, because there's only been that one incomplete pass, I feel like. Everything else has been short passes and running.
All right, so here's another pass there to French. French making contact yet again, and that one is going to be right at the first down marker, maybe a bit short, but it's going to be close. On just one play, I think they'll give it to him here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's close enough. I haven't seen anybody really come out to measure with the chains. No, they're going to, no, they are going to move this one over. So it's going to be a first down for the Eagles. 10 minutes, 11 seconds. Hobbs 17, Cavemen 7, and this one's going to be a handoff to Hill. Hill is going to get about 6 yards on that one.
Yeah, I think they're just mixing it up enough with run plays. It looks like the offense and the defense are getting kind of chippy with each other, so I think it's going to be an interesting second half for sure.
2nd and 3. Eagles continue to make some solid impact plays here in the 3rd quarter, just moving the chains every couple of downs. Here's a handoff from Medrano to Hill. Hill is going to get stopped there after just 1 yard. So it's going to make it 3rd and 2 for the Eagles. 9 minutes, 14 seconds. Eagles getting set. They're moving things quickly. It looks like they're trying to do a hard count there to get the Cavemen off sides, but no luck, so they're going to look to their sideline to get the play call here. There's no play clocks really telling us how much time they have on either side. They must be disabled tonight. There's a pass to Medrano, and it looks like they're going to have a pass interference. And Ruben, the only problem I have with this call here is just how late it took, how late it was. It's like, you know, I get it, and I probably agree with it. There was contact there, but
early contact, yes.
I mean, make the decision. Almost looked like he was influenced there. Probably for the better, but still. 8 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock remain here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the tough thing about something like that is he wasn't going to catch the ball, so it's just tough that the player kind of bumped him incidentally.
So the Cavemen right now trailing the Eagles by 10. It's 17-7 here with just 8 minutes and I don't know why I said just, but 8 minutes, 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Plenty of game left here, and Eagles at the Cavemen 12-yard line, 1st and 10. This one, nice screen pass there. Hill is going to get down to the 5-yard line. And again, Cavemen and Eagles back and forth. They are not liking each other right now. A lot of tension here, and it's a flag here. We'll see what that might be. Might be on the Eagles there.
Well,
I know we saw Lennon on the sideline, and he was walking off, and then I saw the flag go up, so I can't imagine it was late on him.
It's
like going to be unsportsmanlike. I could almost guess that.
And not trying to be biased, but I feel like that's the first penalty flag that the
no, that is.
Eagles have.
But there was one holding play earlier, first half.
Oh,
and it looks like there's another penalty.
It's going to be on us. So
it's got to be unsportsmanlike.
Yep, it's going to be on. Is it on Cruz? Because he's right there in front of Cruz, and he's just threw up his hat.
We're going to see what it is here.
It's going to be on the defense because they were looking at the defense.
That's sportsmanlike conduct on the Eagles.
And on KC. So they offset, which is frustrating because I feel like it might have been after the fact that he threw his hat off. Like, was his flag already gone or what?
It looks like
he doesn't have a flag.
It looks like we got a coach chirping at look like number 12 on our team, Ty Young. I don't know if he was yelling at him directly or somebody around the area, because somebody on the Cavemen made it to where we had that unsportsmanlike conduct hat thrown up.
Yeah.
And what stinks is, like you said, it would have been amazing for the Cavemen if that was not the case. It would have been, you know, a much tougher position for the Eagles to get that first down. So now we're going to see what that looks like. I believe they're offsetting, but they're moving that ball back and forth.
Back where it was originally is what it is.
So are they just going to replay the down? I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, it's offsetting and replay the down. So it's pretty frustrating because they finally get a call and they give a call back to us. So it's almost like they didn't get a call.
8 minutes, 34 seconds, and still a lot of confusion here.
It looks like Coach Sanders is not very happy with the white hat, and I don't blame him. Because it's like when we finally get a break, and then now you throw.
Well, but if it's warranted, we
no,
can't really have anything to stand on there. But we'll see. You know, would love to get like an inside listen of that conversation.
Could we get the referees mic'd up and maybe the two head coaches?
8 minutes, 34 seconds here.
Now it's
going to be a referee's timeout now. So plenty of time for, I guess, both teams to regroup as the referees just try and figure things out here. They don't like to. One of the things about the referees lately, especially, is they don't like to, you know, make a quick decision and get it wrong, because lately, over the last few years, they have been under a microscope. There's a lot of cameras, obviously, like us streaming, and multiple channels streaming at all times. You're having people that can watch everything that you do. They can go watch it again, and
they can review it and
easy to critique
yeah.
that. So, so the referees, as long as they can get together and at least do their best to try and get to a solution, I think that's kind of what they look for. All right, so.
You think that the players
Is there
are gonna
somebody
have to warm up
hurt
again?
on the sideline here?
No. Oh, yeah,
Looks
there
like
is somebody's hurt for Hobbs.
It looks like Derek Murky walking across the field to just see if the trainers need any help. I know that, athletic trainers usually keep in touch with other teams to try and help out, because obviously it doesn't matter who you're playing for or who you're working for, you're trying to keep things as safe as possible.
Well, it
so
must be bad.
Here's a medical, it looks like a medical emergency. They've got the ambulance coming out here now. So, folks, we're going to be back here in just a moment. Stick around. We're going to take a break after a few messages from our sponsors. This break brought to you by The Laundry Basket, B&B Welding, Excel Energy, Intrepid Potash, and Wendy's.
You're off.
Can you give us 2?
Yep.
Thank you.
So what happened down there? I'm watching the stream. It's behind though.
So for those of you on the stream, we're moving the cameras away from the action here. There's a medical emergency on the field, so we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with you here shortly.
Trey.
What's up?
You have 30 seconds. Do you want me to get more?
Okay. That's okay.
Okay. Ten. 5.
All right, guys, 8 minutes, 34 seconds left here in the third quarter. There's a medical emergency on the field, so kind of taking the cameras off of the scene here for now, and as they tend to, a player, I believe, is who is on the sideline hurt right now. We don't know who it is, but for the time being, we will be taking a break and just kind of getting back to you as soon as we can. Prayers going out to this player and hoping that he does well. Looks like coming off on a stretcher, so we're hoping it's not a neck or spinal injury. So we'll be back here in just a moment, folks. Stick around.
Off.
All right, a minute, please.
Gotcha.
All right, guys, medical emergency on the sideline, and we can bring you, at least bring the stream back over towards the action. That has been a player, I believe, put into the ambulance. So our hearts go out to him and hoping that he's okay. Believe it was a player. We weren't sure. We just saw, people around him and just hoping that everyone is okay. So as much as we love the rivalry and both teams like to go at it, we hate to see anybody get hurt or go home with any uncertainty. 8 minutes, 34 seconds remain here on the clock in the third quarter. Eagles heading back out now. There was a lot of confusion before that injury timeout that was from the back and forth unsportsmanlike conduct. But it is 1st and 10 at the Cavemen 13-yard line. Looks like they're going to hand this one off to Hill. Hill's going to get a good amount of yardage on that one, about 6 yards on the play. So that's going to make it 2nd and 4. Eagles on their own sideline trying to pump up their crowd as Hobbs is in the red zone. 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Here's the snap. Medrano hands this one off to Hill yet again. This one is going to be a gain of about 2 yards on the play. Still waiting for that to come down. It looks like there's a flag on the play again.
I feel like the whistle is coming late. Like, you know what I mean? They stop the play and they keep going, and then the penalty flag comes. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on here, but I guess we'll find out here in a sec.
7 minutes, 54 seconds. It looks like it is a flag that's been waved off. I think the flags are a little bit too ready right now in their pockets. We need to maybe stuff them in a little bit more into their belts or however they do it. They're throwing them out there a little too quick. 7 minutes, 54 seconds. Eagles got a first down on that last play, by the way. So it is 1st and goal with only 2 yards to go. Medrano gets that snap, hands it off, and this is going to be a touchdown for the Eagles. That one was Wright. Wright has been really good tonight. The 1-2-3 punch for the Eagles on the ground has been electric, and Wright, Medrano, and Hill. And that's going to put 6 more points on the board for Hobbs. 23-7, the Eagles lead as they prepare for their extra kick. And there's the snap, and the kick is up, and it is good. So that kick there makes it 24-7. Cavemen currently down by 17 points. Definitely still something that they can come back from, Ruben, but it is going to be a tall task against this Hobbs defense that has been putting constant pressure on Marley Munoz in the backfield every single snap tonight.
Yeah, no, if we can move the ball like we did in the first half without the turnovers and especially without the penalties, I feel like we can move the ball and get back in it a little bit, but we've got to stop them too. So now we can see why they got 41 points in a lot of their games.
7 minutes, 49 seconds. And Braddock Beatty set to kick things off for the Eagles. Cavemen trying to make some noise here in the third quarter if they can. A touchdown in this quarter, I think, Ruben, would be huge. Obviously, they can do something like that and try and do some kind of onside trickery, but Cavemen have to score first in order to really have a chance to get some special going. Here's a nice play here, nice return by Evan Leos. He's going to get him all the way to the 38-yard line.
See, and I feel like
that
was a legal tackle, good tackle right there.
Yes.
But if you have
but if Colton McKibben does it, it's a little different.
If Colton McKibben does it, it's a penalty. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, could be.
Hurt him.
So 7 minutes, 43 seconds as the Cavemen take over on offense. This is An opportunity for them to get loosened up. They have been waiting for their turn this quarter for quite some time, Ruben.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a long time since we've had the ball. But here we go.
So Munoz fakes the handoff, gets the pass over the top. This one to Bobby Castañeda.
See, that's
That's a nice play there, but
right there.
I don't know, Ruben, might have been a little, is that a flop maybe?
No, I don't feel like it. I feel like
Not
think
sure.
different?
I looked up and I saw him fly, so that must have been a really hard push if that it's going to make him move like
he
that.
He dropped the ball. And
I
he
saw
kinda
it.
Turned. Okay. Then it was
7 minutes, 40 seconds. Here for the Cavemen. 2nd and 10. Munoz looking back and forth, getting the snap now. He's looking to pass. No, he's going to hold on to this one. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to get about 6 yards on the play. We'll see where they put this ball, but with 7 minutes and 30 seconds here in the third quarter, Cavemen trying to move that ball, and they are now facing a 3rd down.
And I feel like now the wind is not a factor because the flag's moving a little bit, but just kind of off and on, so it's not like it was where third quarter the ball's against you and fourth quarter it's with you or whatever.
Exactly. So it is 3rd and about 4 to go on the 43-yard line. Cavemen get the snap. They hand this one off to Brock Wright. He fumbles it. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage for what was going to be a loss of a couple of yards, but he fumbled this one, a rarity from Wright. And the Eagles are going to take over on the turnover. Recovered by the Eagles. It's going to be 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Eagles ball. 1st and 10 on the Cavemen 42-yard line. And Ruben, another unfortunate event there for the Cavemen. We've seen them have a lot of slip-ups in terms of turnovers tonight, really. I mean, that and penalties.
Yeah. Yeah, just like I had said a while ago, if we can keep moving the football and not turning the ball over, can be a good thing. But right there, they're closer than midfield, and it's going to be tough to stop.
All right, so here's the snap, and Medrano moving to his right. He's got lots of speed. He's going to get out of bounds. About a 9-yard gain there, so maybe just short of the 1st down, or maybe they'll mark it a 1st down. We'll see where they put it. Yeah, it looks like it's right at 10 yards, so they will move the chains on it. 1st and 10, that's going to be 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. Over in the World Series, 3-1, the Dodgers lead, but 1 out, runner on first, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at the plate. So
always a tough out.
Yes. 6 minutes, 47 seconds. Here's the snap to Medrano. Medrano hands it off to Wright. Wright has some room to run, and he's going to make some more room of his own. Facing some of the Cavemen defense, he was able to slip past him for a few extra yards. So about a 7-yard gain there. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Hobbs offense, Ruben, looking really good. This is a team that I think that can compete in the state playoffs quite well.
Well, the thing that they do best is they move it around to different receivers. They've got 2 running backs that can handle stuff. And then, of course, Medrano is great at running the ball and finding his receivers and his back. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's tough to stop.
6 minutes, 4 seconds on the clock. Medrano looking to pass. He got pressured, but he moved out of the way, and he's got room to run now. He'll get that 1st down easily and get the Eagles over to the 17-yard line. Five minutes, 56 seconds. And the Eagles in a great position here to score yet again. In the red zone, Ruben, the Eagles have been very hard to stop.
No matter where they're at, they're hard to stop.
You're right.
Yeah, in the red zone, they're going to make sure and get some points.
5 minutes, 56 seconds. Here comes the snap to Medrano. He drops back. He's looking over the top. In the middle, he almost got the one-hand catch to Beatty. just maybe 2 inches out of reach. Might have been able to get that one and reel it in.
And in the World Series, you got runners at first and second, 3-1 ball game, but Toronto is threatening with runners at first and second with 1 out.
5 minutes, 51 seconds here in Hobbs. Wind picking up a little bit more, at least more that we're feeling. It's moving around a little bit. Beautiful night here in Hobbs, America. Medrano gets the snap. He's going to look to his left, turn to his right, a little screen pass there to Hill. Hill's got some room, and he's going to get a first down. He's going to bring this one all the way down to the 3-yard line, but there is a flag on the field. This might have been a holding call on the Eagles.
Yes, it is.
It is going to be a holding call on the Eagles, so it's going to bring that ball back. A little bit of a break there for the Cavemen. Take what they can get for sure. Ruben, after that initial score for the Cavemen, they have struggled to hold on to the ball for, basically an entire possession.
Yeah, no, they've threatened and gotten the ball down the field, but then the turning it over just hurts us every time.
I think it's a lot harder, a lot easier said than done when you talk about like closing out a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like closing out a drive and making it successful, especially when you kind of have it in your head that, hey, this time we really got to pay attention to holding on to the ball. Here's Wright again, and he got wrapped up and spun around, but stayed on his feet, finally pulled down. Going to get about a 2-yard gain there. But it's going to be, wow, what a spot, Ruben. Interesting. Anyways, it's going to make it 3rd and 15 for the Eagles. Five minutes. Eagles still trying to get their play in. There is nowhere on the field that I can see. Okay, there it is. The play clock on the other side of the field. 3 seconds on the play clock. Medrano gets it off just in time. He's moving to his right. Makes a pass on the run. This one's going to be out of bounds. It's not caught by French, and it's going to be a 4th and 15 situation. So we'll see if they go ahead and pull the kicker out here for this one.
I would think if they have a kicker that they can rely on right now is the time to do it, because you want to just get points on every possession. And
exactly.
That's what they're going to do.
They did put up a field goal earlier in this game to make it go from 14 to 17.
But then they also missed one, right?
They missed, yes, they did miss one. So here is Beatty to kick here for the Eagles. The lefty kicker here. They're going to fake this one. They're going to take it over to Beatty. Beatty's going to throw this one downfield, and he's going to be, it's going to drop there. That one was intended for French.
That was a great play, though. I mean, he
it really was designed well.
Yeah. He did everything but catch that one, and it was right there in his hand.
So to paint the picture, that was snapped. The holder tossed it over to Beatty, who was intended to, or at least lined up to kick it. He went out wide to the right, and on his way out to the sideline, he tossed this one about to the 5-yard line. It was dropped by French. So good break there for the Cavemen. Want to see the Cavemen put some points on the board. We'll see if they can do it here. We're going to take, no, I'm sorry, we'll stay on. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. Munoz. We want to see more passing here from Munoz to get the ball moving a little quicker. Here's a handoff there to Wright. Wright might have some room, and he does. He's going to get about 9 yards on that play. We'll see where they spot it. They'll spot him for about 8, it looks like.
Yeah, and that was a good run by Wright, and he was just putting his stiff arm out there like, you know what, I'm coming.
4 minutes, 10 seconds. Wright will hit you if you're in his way. And Ruben, it's funny because after we, get done with broadcasts and you walk down by all the players when they're talking to parents and friends and stuff, you're like, wow, these guys are big. Sometimes when you walk by them. Don't
Yeah,
want to
for
get in
sure.
front of Brock Wright for that. Or Munoz. Here's Munoz running it himself, and right there he's going to get about a yard gain. So with 3 minutes and 40 seconds, Cavemen trying to get a first down here. They are on the 31-yard line, their own 31-yard line. Hobbs Eagles lead 24-7 here in the third quarter. So band really picking up the energy for the Eagles while they're on defense. Here's Munoz who gets the snap. He's going to run it himself.
Looks
He's
like he
going to
got
have
it.
plenty of
And then some, yeah.
yardage on that play. Was hit at the line of scrimmage, continue to push through, and he's a big, strong kid, Ruben.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've seen him in street clothes and he just looks like a regular guy, and then I've seen him in football uniform and he's pretty solid. Those legs of his are solid, and that's
Yeah,
what
I think
gets him
he's
those
pretty
extra-
solid and regular. No?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe to you because you're not as big as me.
Okay. 3 minutes. And waiting the snap here. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Here it is to Munoz. He's going to roll out to his right. Running out to the right. Nice pass there. It looks like it was intended for Eloy Lopez. He caught that one for an 8-yard gain. Love to see the Cavemen get more aggressive in the air, Ruben, if they can do that. I mean, they've been successful tonight. There was one interception. Obviously, that is very hard to come back from, but, you know, you still want to put that confidence into Munoz on the last regular season game of the season. You got to ride or die with your cannon.
Well, I feel like on that one he was looking for Castañeda, but Castañeda was covered, so he had to go with a short route and find Lopez.
Solid 8-yard gain for sure. There's Munoz. He's going to hold on to this one. He's going to get a first down. Good job right there. About a 6-yard gain for the junior, and that's going to be a first down Caveman. So first down Caveman. They cross midfield. They're going to be at the Eagles' 48-yard line. Continuing to move that ball forward. The Cavemen can put together a couple more drives like they did the very first drive of the night. That'd be a really good finish to this game. Here's Brock Wright with the ball going to the right side of the field, and that is going to be a nice gain yet again. They're going to spot this for a 9-yard gain. Right, good job on that one. Less contact on that play, more getting out of bounds, and Wright did a good job on that one. It is cooling down now, Ruben. Might be jacket weather now for sure.
Looks like start of the fourth quarter in Las Cruces. You've got Las Cruces High beating Centennial 28-14.
Okay, that's a good update. We were told today there was an expectation that Centennial would beat Las Cruces, which to me sounded borderline insane. Here's a nice play. A reverse right there for the Cavemen. Thrown back to Munoz. Munoz has room to run. Will he get there? Yes, he will. It's going to be a Caveman touchdown.
I see no laundry on the field,
Wow.
which is a good thing.
No flags on the field. So the first, it was a pass backwards to Bobby Castañeda, and then he tossed it back over the field, across the field to Marley Munoz. He caught that one and took off. We know what kind of speed Munoz has, and the trick play came out at the right time, Ruben. It's going to make it 24-13. Cavemen still trail by 11. Here's the extra point attempt by Annanins. That one was a tough snap and a late hold, and he was not able to get that one through.
Yeah.
So Ruben right there, I mean, very hard to come back from a snap that goes behind the holder.
For sure. And then the pressure came because the holder was trying to put it down, and it was tough. Yeah. So.
And against a team like Hobbs, you really don't have that easy
time,
option to
yeah.
go, hey, let's go ahead and try and run something or toss it over the middle or something like that. You just don't have the time. So they just tried to go with it. And it still looked like it was kicked well. It just was not
Through the uprights.
not where we needed it. So 24-13. Cavemen trail by 11. And you always wonder about the what ifs, and it's not really something that you can do. But the interception earlier tonight was a big blow, and then of course the fumble in the red zone, another big punch in the gut there for the Cavemen. But still a solid game here in Hobbs on week 10 of the season, or week 11, I guess, of the season, but 10th game of the year for the Cavemen. Cavemen came into this game 5-4, trying to make it a winning season. And the Eagles already secured their winning season a couple weeks back. They are 7-2, trying to get this win against the Cavemen so that they can really solidify a top spot in the state. And the thing about this district, Ruben, is they very well could have 3 teams in the top 5 ranks. There's a kick there from Annanen's, kind of a short kick, and they're going to get this one downed at about the 36-yard line. So you aren't really opening yourself up to that big run from the starburst right there, and that's what the Cavemen intended to stop on that play.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those fine lines between, do we want to kick it like a pooch kick like that and just give them decent field position, or try to go onside kick and see if we can get, you know, the ball back, but then it gives them great field position. So it's kind of a risk thing unless you really have to at this point.
Exactly. So a minute 53. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by R360 Environmental Solutions, NGL Energy Partners, SB Energy Services, Southeast New Mexico College, and Tate Branch Dodge. Minute 53, here's the pass there to French. French makes the catch and moves it about 4 more yards forward. So about a 6-yard gain there for the Eagles in total.
Tackled by Ty Young. So I feel like Ty Young and Rio Sanchez are getting a lot of the tackles right now because they're getting a lot of balls their way.
That's true. Minute 24 left in the third quarter. Medrano gets the snap. This one, a pass that is going to be incomplete, thrown short.
Dropped by number 20, Edgar Zubia.
Minute 19 remain here in the third quarter, and Cavemen trying to put extra pressure on that Hobbs offense. It is 3rd and 5.
This is a big play right here for our defense. See if we can make a stop and make him punt the ball.
Sorry, 3rd and 4. Here's the snap to Medrano. He's going to run it himself, and he's going to get that first down and some. And Cavemen, I think, Ruben, if I'm the Cavemen defensive coordinator, I'm telling Cavemen, hey, let's make sure and get those tackles, but while you're doing it, let's try and do our best to punch that ball loose. Yeah. We need a turnover. We got to go get one. Go get me one.
Yeah, for sure.
So going into the bottom of the 9th inning, by the way, in the World Series right now, 3-1 still. Dodgers lead. We'll see how it goes. Blue Jays still have 3 outs.
The good thing
to make something happen.
Guerrero just batted, so that's he won't come around for a while.
All right, so Medrano hands this ball off to Wright. Wright's going to get about 5 yards, and he's going to get hit by Colton McKibben. I think the pressures for McKibben in his junior year here is all the offers that he's had this year. You know how good and how strong and fast of a player he is. You hate to see him try and do too much, right? Yeah. Like, I've got to get there. I've got to be the guy. And then that adds just more pressure to his game. He's really good as it is. If he plays his role well, he's going to make this defense successful. And tonight we've seen a few good tackles, good hits by the junior. So right there, an incomplete pass, again from Hobbs. It's going to make it 3rd and 5 for the Eagles at the Cavemen 43-yard line.
I feel like as explosive as their running game is, that the passing is just like to keep the defense honest. Don't you think? I mean, because I feel like they can get first downs over and over with that backfield they have, but they spread it out.
Very well could. 6 seconds left in the third quarter, and Caveman going to get a tackle for a loss. Nice play there.
Cooper Roberson.
Yeah, Connor Roberson, number 37 for the Cavemen. Making a good play there. So that's going to do it at the end of the third quarter. It's going to put the Eagles at 4th and 8 here as we enter the fourth quarter. So, folks, we'll take a break and be right back. This break brought to you by Pizza Inn, Easy Rentals, Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce, Skeen Furniture, Southeast Ready Mix, and Albertsons Market.
You're off.
Thank you. Can we get 2?
Yep.
Thank you. All right, guys, so that one was punted off by the Eagles.
By the quarterback.
And that was caught by Ty Young, and they brought him down at about the 27-yard line. All right, folks, the Cavemen forced Hobbs into a punt situation there, and Cavemen now going to have the ball at the 27-yard line. It is 11 minutes and 53 seconds left as we just started the fourth quarter. First play of the fourth quarter was a punt, and the Cavemen now have an opportunity to do something special if they're able to march this ball downfield. They did it just moments ago, and then a trick play sealed the deal. About a 40-yard trick play, Ruben.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to try to get in the end zone because this quarter is going to go fast if they don't. So
got to pull all the stops here. Trick plays, maybe Bobby in the backfield here and there. Here's the handoff. No, the fake handoff to right. They toss it over to Bobby Castaneda, and he's going to step out of bounds at, I believe, the line of scrimmage. So no.
Maybe a yard gain. Maybe.
Not much there, if anything at all.
Yeah, they might have to go with the Statue of Liberty on this drive. Be one of the old school plays.
11 minutes, 47 seconds. Statue of Liberty. How well do you think that would work? I think there's a 0 chance that works well.
Well, we're not trying to make it work well. We're just trying to get in the end zone somehow.
All right, so 11 minutes, 47 seconds. Cavemen come out of their huddle, 15 seconds on the play clock. Munoz in the backfield with Brock Wright. 3 receivers to his left. They're going to hand this one off to Wright anyways, and he's going to get tackled for quite a loss there, about a 4 or 5 yard loss.
That was a tackle by number 90, Mike Myritheth, 6'2", 330. That's a big kid.
I think you still want to hand the ball off to Wright, at times, but I also kind of feel, I don't know, like I want to lean more towards having Marley go pass first, and then if you don't see anything, you do a 5 count and then just go ahead and take off running. Just give him the Michael Vick green light right now, because that's really what's going to work for us maybe. And I am obviously no expert. 11 minutes on the clock. Here's the snap, and he's back for a pass. This one over the top to Castaneda. He had his man open, but passed it behind him, and that could have been dangerous. And now the Cavemen are going to have to punt things off, and things are going to happen quickly. A run scores there for the Blue Jays, by the way, here in the bottom of the ninth. No outs. I believe 2 runs scored. We'll see. All right, 10 minutes, 54 seconds, trying to get the catch of both. Ruben, can we get an update on the Centennial Cruces game going on in Las Cruces right now? 10 minutes, 54 seconds. This Long snap to Castaneda is good this time, and he punts this one off to the 40-yard line. Hobbs going to try and move this down, and yes, they're going to get a nice tackle from no other than Marley Munoz, who got downfield quickly. That's an athlete right there, Ruben.
Yeah, it is.
So the Eagles will take over at the 40-yard line.
Okay, so I still see 14-28, so I haven't gotten an update on this score. 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, so maybe it's just still that score.
10 minutes, 45 seconds here in the fourth quarter. Hobbs leads 24-13, by the way, folks. Cavemen down by 11.
Hobbs Eagles with the ball on the 40-yard line.
Cavemen showing up tonight to play. They've had some definite setbacks with turnovers. Ruben, a couple runs were saved by a ball getting stuck under the fence in the World Series, so interesting there. Here's a QB run there by Medrano. Going to get about 4 yards on that one. They spot him for 2. So it's going to make it 2nd and 8 for the Eagles here in Hobbs. I threw the jacket on. It is getting a little bit more and more chilly as the night goes on. More wind involved in this game as well. So Medrano going to hold on to this one himself. He's going to get a first down. He's going to go and get out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. 10 minutes and 7 seconds remain here in the fourth quarter. Ruben, you would hate to see the Eagles be able to score here and really just knock the air out of this Caveman team.
Yeah, for sure. Down 11 now, it would be tough if they scored again.
So Medrano taking his time to get things set up. He's got plenty of time on the play clock, so why not? The game clock is stopped at the moment, 10 minutes, 7 seconds. Medrano awaiting the snap. No, they're trying to get the hard count there. Trying to get the Cavemen off sides. 24-13, the Eagles lead, and they're going to take a timeout here, folks. We're going to be back here in just a moment. Let's take a break. Brought to you by Skeen Furniture, Southeast Ready Mix, and Constructors, Inc.
You're off.
Thank you.
30.
A minute's great.
All right.
Thank you. All right, guys, so an update here before the next snap. In the World Series, it's going to be a tough one here for the Dodgers. All right, so here is the handoff to Wright. He's taken down, about a yard gain there, but a good play by the Caveman defense. It's going to make it 2nd and 9. A Caveman stop here would energize this entire Caveman team, and that would be huge right now. World Series game heating up here, bottom of the 9th.
Okay, so
9 minutes, 37 seconds. Here's the snap to Medrano. He's going to hand this one off. I believe that one was handed off to Hill. About a 5-yard gain. 3rd and 5 for the Eagles. Eagles awaiting their play call. 25 seconds on the play clock, 9 minutes, 4 seconds. The Eagles lead 24-13 in this heated battle. Here is a play by Medrano. Slowed down by his own team. Looked like ran into his own blocker.
But that's what's good about for Hobbs right now at this point. They can run the ball and they can try to get as many run plays as possible just to keep the clock running.
Yeah, you would imagine that's what they would do. A crazy, thrilling finish to the Dodger game, folks. You're going to have to look that one up. We'll explain it in a minute. Since we're in football mode, we'll limit that right now, but we'll be back to that here in just a moment. Crazy, crazy finish in Toronto. It's going to go to Game 7, by the way. All right, so here is Medrano handing the ball off to Wright. Wright is going to get enough yards, it looks like, to come up
close
to the first down or close. Yeah, they're going to spot this one a couple yards back. But great position to be in if you're the Eagles. A second and short on the 34-yard line. On the Cavemen 34-yard line. I'm sorry, 26-yard line. Medrano gets the snap. He's going to take this one himself. We'll see where he can take it. Definitely a first down for about 5 yards. And the Eagles are going to get this one to the 20-yard line. So now they enter the red zone.
Yeah, the only thing I don't agree with there is I feel like I would have stayed in bounds just because you're getting the first down, but you're also keeping the clock running. But, of course, they got to move the chains, stop the clock.
Well, we want to see them get out of bounds.
No, I know, but I'm saying for them.
Right.
So the Dodgers force a Game 7, which I'm excited about because I can see it tomorrow on TV.
7 minutes, 59 seconds. Remain in this game here in Hobbs. 17 seconds left on the play clock as Medrano is going to call for this snap in the shotgun. He's going to drop back, put a pass up into the end zone on the left side. Looks like a tough play there, and that one's going to be a pass interference call on Annanins. What did you see on that one?
I felt like the offensive player pushed off of Annanins to get the ball. So how he initiated the contact, I don't understand how that's a pass interference on the defense.
So we'll see what obviously they're going to call that here. Love to see a replay of that. It felt like it was kind of a back and forth struggle, Oh,
yeah.
man. And right there, they actually said the number of the player, which we haven't heard that this year. It's mostly just
announce it out loud like that.
Me either.
But
it's like college level stuff. I guess it depends on the system that you have in the stadium. If they have.
Well, this is the first time I've heard it this whole game.
No, I've heard them.
Oh, you've
call
heard
some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
7 minutes.
Yeah, that was
54
a call.
seconds, and it's going to be a first down for the Eagles.
Yeah, I feel like the defender just they were running side by side, and then he kind of pushed off and then tried to get separation, and they called it on the defense.
Yeah, I agree. Medrano here hands it off to Wright, and Wright's going to get stood up at around the first down marker.
That's one thing. It's a pretty sweet handoff the way he does that, because
it
just
is.
Looks like he just does it with the left hand, and it's almost like something you don't expect.
It is smooth.
That clock just keeps running at 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
So 7 minutes, 25 seconds. Yeah, like you said. Oh, now they stopped it. They're going to move the chains and resume, and they do. So 37 seconds on the play clock. Hobbs going to take their time here. Can't blame them for doing it.
Nope.
Want to waste as much time as possible with Carlsbad even this close to your score in the game. They're going to hand this one off to Wright. Wright's got some room. He's going to get down to about the 4-yard line. And if Hobbs was able to pick up a first down, they can do so on the just inside the 1-yard line. But it is basically second and goal. 6 minutes 59.
Update on the Cruces game, 31-14.
That's a good game.
3 minutes to go.
It's a pretty good game considering what Cruces has done to just about every team.
Yeah, but Centennial's ranked 4.
Right. Hobbs beat Centennial, and Cruces beat Hobbs by 40.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I'm right.
6 minutes, 59 seconds. And Medrano's going to try and take this one in himself. He got hit a couple of times and spun out. Goes out of bounds. All right, so still more back and forth shoving here between these two teams, but Eagles trying to get into that end zone. Looks like they'll be right at about the 2-yard line. 6 minutes, 52 seconds. An 11-point lead for the Hobbs Eagles, 24-13. Eagles lead. They have had the lead since I believe the beginning of the second quarter.
No, it was in the end of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter, okay.
14-7, yeah. We scored that first drive and then didn't score again until the third quarter. So
6 minutes, 51. Here's the snap to Medrano. Medrano's going to take this one in himself, and yes, he is. A touchdown for the Eagles. That cannon never ceases to scare me.
Well, remember we used to have that in Carlsbad, and I don't know what
We
they
did, but it did not sound like it
Like
was
that?
coming at my chest. It's pretty impressive. 6 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock as Hobbs able to punch this one through, making it 30-13. Hobbs trying to run away with this one, Ruben, and can't say that the Cavemen did not have their chances to make this a much closer game tonight, really.
Yeah, it's unfortunate between turnovers and penalties that we haven't made it a closer game. But yeah, this one looks like we're not going to be able to come back from at 31-13 so far.
So with just under 7 minutes left here in the game, the Eagles make the extra point, and it's 31-13. So an 18-point lead for the Eagles puts it essentially out of reach for the Cavemen. But we've seen some special things out of the Cavemen this year. This one will be just too much to handle. We'll see if the Cavemen can put up a fight and get some points, more points on the board that will help them in their bid for the state playoff. Again, Ruben, we expect the Cavemen to be able to make the state tournament. Last I checked, Max Preps had them rated at around a 9. So I believe, 16 teams get into the state tournament?
Yes.
So if that is the case, they will be on the road in the state playoffs. But again, you just never know what could happen.
Well,
with 3 teams rated in front of them, too, in this district alone.
Yeah.
There's a short kick. This one's going to bounce up. This one's going to be caught by Ty Young, and he's going to hold on to this one, and he's going to get his helmet knocked off at the 40-yard line. So Cavemen will have this one at the 40-yard line. They're going to try and move that ball and get a score quickly if they can.
Well, I don't
you
know
would imagine that's going to come from the arm of Munoz.
Was that a penalty or was that just spotting the ball?
So a personal foul against the Eagles, a face mask, so should be a 15-yard penalty.
He should have, instead of holding the mask and pulling it down, he should have gone the other way because he
yanked it off.
He pulled the helmet off. So that should be a 30-yard variety.
6 minutes, 38 seconds. And the Cavemen are going to have excellent field position on this one. They'll be spotted at the 43-yard line. 40. I went into pirate mode for a minute. 6 minutes, 38 seconds.
It's justified on Halloween night.
Right, exactly. So Munoz in the backfield with Wright and Castaneda. Wright gets the ball here, and he's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. A lot of punching going on from the Hobbs defense. You'd think they'd at least talk to him about it. I know you're trying to punch the ball out, but right there up at the helmet area.
Yeah,
I mean, I could almost justify that as a face mask.
It looked like Wright went close to one of the defenders, and told him something because he stood over there on the side.
6 minutes, 5 seconds. Munoz gets the ball, hands it over to Wright, and Ruben just doesn't feel like a real aggressive approach here late in this game. More
Yeah.
like maybe they're just trying to preserve, their players, not trying to get hurt maybe? What are you thinking here?
I don't know. I'm thinking you've got to get Munoz has been pretty good at moving the football when he's running the ball, or get some options to your receivers, because we've got to get in the end zone if we're going to have a chance to at least make it a little more interesting. Got another player hurt on the field. So,
All right, guys. Injury on the field. We'll be back here. We're going to take a break. Stick around. We got more for you. This break brought to you by XL Energy, True Blue Services, and Artesia General Hospital. Check out All Sports Best for the coaches show or any upcoming podcast. We'll be right back.
You're off.
Awesome. 1 minute, please.
Gotcha.
All right, 5 minutes, 54 seconds left here in the game. It's going to be a false start on the Cavemen here.
5.
All right, folks, so it's going to be a false start on the Cavemen here off of the short injury timeout. So it's going to make it 3rd and long, 3rd and about 20. Cavemen with their backs against the wall, down 18 points. Just want to make sure that they leave this. I think the goal right now for the Cavemen obviously is to score, try and mitigate that damage, or at least that deficit. But I think at this point, 3rd and so long, you're just trying to make sure you slow down Hobbs so they can't score again. Here's Munoz trying to throw it to Braden Flores, but it comes up short. It's going to make it 4th and long. So Cavemen with 5 minutes and 47 seconds. They're going to go for it here, it looks like. We'll see what they come up with. Looks like the punt team putting their helmets on, and yes, they are going to swap out.
Yeah,
Munoz is going to be the long snapper on this punt.
I feel like at this point you want to go ahead and give them deep field position or deeper, because you don't want to give them a chance to have a short field and possibly score again.
Exactly. But with 5 minutes and 47 seconds, it's going to be hard to stop Hobbs if they're, if they have full intentions to score here.
Yeah,
It's been hard to make stops.
for sure.
31-13, Hobbs leads if you're just joining us. Here's the long snap to Castaneda. He's going to take off running, and he's going to go out of bounds. So more harm than good there on that punt play. Ruben, what'd you see there? Did you think that he maybe thought he was going to get blocked and decided to take it
No,
himself, or that was part of the plan?
I think that was a design play. I think he had no intention, because he had plenty of time to kick the ball, and I think it was a design play to see if they could try to get the first down. But yeah, I think if you're going to do something like that, maybe do a short snap to Brock Wright and maybe a pass play or something. But it looked like he was just going to try to run it. But that was what, 4th and like 15 or 20. So
It was a tough look there for sure. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Medrano still in this game. Eagles still with their full starting roster, it looks like, or full starting offense. They're going to hand this one off. This one's going to go to Hill. Hill's going to get taken out of bounds with a 5-yard gain there. It's going to bring it to the 40-yard line for the Eagles, the Cavemen 40. Five minutes, 21 seconds, and the clock is ticking down to 5 minutes, 15 seconds and on. So Eagles really not in any rush here, but definitely looking to score one more time. The Eagles just as much as the Cavemen want as many points on the board for that bid as well. You know what I mean? That might be the difference between, getting a good enough seed, getting a top seed to be able to get a bye and not. You make a bid with your last 5 games of the season being, around 40 points or more. It's going to be hard to deny Hobbs for a higher seed. So right there, the Cavemen get a stop at the line of scrimmage. It's going to make it 3rd and 5.
I think at this point, Hobbs is just trying to get first downs to keep the clock running. I guess if they have the opportunity to score, they're going to score, but I guess without taking out all their starters, then they're really wanting to score, which I guess I don't blame them.
4 minutes, 8 seconds here in Hobbs. 31-13. The Eagles have made it tough on the Cavemen. The Cavemen have made it tough on the Cavemen tonight as well. Majano trying to get a false start. Trying to get an offsides, but they got a false start instead.
Yeah, that was a long
lineman
time
jumped
to
off
wait.
Sides.
I think they were just I saw Colton McKibben turn around to look at the shot clock or the play clock because it looked like, man, there's a lot of time that they're taking.
3 minutes, 49 seconds. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now for the Eagles. Awaiting their play call. 35 seconds on the play clock. Medrano has 2 backs next to him. Ruben, a lot of times the backs are on either side of the quarterback. They have been
on the same
a step
side
behind and on the left or right side of him all night. He's going to run to his left. Looked like he was going to throw across his body, but he got hit right before the sideline. That was a pretty hard hit there. That one was done by number 22, Ivan Solorzano, linebacker for the Cavemen. Hit him pretty hard. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remain here, and
I understand
clock's running.
The clock's running, but he went out of bounds, so I don't understand the.
Yeah, I don't.
The clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, we need to find out exactly how that works, because I feel like maybe if it's like the contact was made before they go out of bounds, maybe that it's. I'm not sure.
Well, I know in the pros, if they're moving forward when they go out of bounds, then it stops. But if they're not, if they knock them back, then it keeps the clock running. So
interesting. Maybe that was the case there.
I don't know if it's the same in high school or not, because you know how a lot of the penalties and a lot of the out of bounds.
Medrano is going to go ahead and punt this one off. Looked like they were going to run a play, but they're going to punt it off. And this punt got a great bounce and a great roll, and it's going to pin the Cavemen on the 6-yard line. Ty Young was there to receive, but he ran out of the way, and unfortunately that bounce did not go the Cavemen's way.
Yeah, but
you just never can know.
Yeah, I was going to say sometimes it's better to just get out of the way, though, because if they
you don't want them to get
it and they could get the ball back. Yeah.
Exactly. Two minutes 44 seconds. Hobbs 31, Cavemen 13. All right, we'll see what the Cavemen are made of here with just a little over 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
Empty backfield.
Here's the snap to Munoz. Munoz goes over the top to Castañeda. Castañeda's going to catch this one for about a 12-yard gain, a first down. Cavemen trying to move things quickly. Doing a 2-minute drill here to see if they can make that happen. This could be something. You just never know. You go into the state playoffs and you play a team maybe you haven't seen, and it's a tight matchup at the end of the game. What can you get done in 2 minutes? This is great work for the Cavemen if they can make it happen. Munoz going to hold on to this one and take it himself. He's going to get good yards on this one and a first down.
You can see their intention is to tackle, but it's more intent to strip the ball. So
right.
They'll give up a couple extra yards if they can try to knock that ball loose. So, which is not a bad plan when they've gotten 2 or 3 turnovers on that during this game.
2 minutes, 10 seconds. Munoz with Wright in the backfield next to him. Going to fake the handoff to Wright. He's going to scramble out to his right, try and break loose, but he's going to get hit by the Eagles and tackled for a loss, or sacked for a loss. It's going to make it 2nd and 12 and a timeout for the Cavemen with 1:47 left here in the game, folks. We're going to take a break and be right back with you. Stick around.
You're off.
Thank you.
Five.
1:47 left on the clock. Cavemen took a timeout, so they will have limited amount of time to score here, but right now 2nd and 12. Ruben, the Artesia update, what you got?
Artesia 51, Mayfield 0.
What a way to finish out the season for Artesia, just hitting Mayfield in the mouth.
I feel like this is their night, though, too. On October 31st, they got that black and orange going strong.
That's right.
So they won big
This
in Las
is
Cruces.
all for them, so. All right, so this one's going to get called back. I don't think that the referees were set on that play, maybe, because it looks like it's going to stay 2nd and 12, and they whistled right at the snap. So there's the snap yet again. Here's a pass to Bobby Castañeda. He's going to run this one about 6 yards. Oh, they're going to spot this one. We'll see where they put it. Yeah, about a 6-yard gain. Good little pass there from Munoz. I think with 1:41, an 18-point difference, I think if you're the referees, you got to stop calling penalties. Let's get this thing moving.
Sure.
31-13, the Eagles lead. All right, so it has been a beautiful night here in Hobbs. Cavemen have some things to work on in between now and next week. They will find out, Ruben, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. is when they're supposed to know.
Tomorrow? Oh, okay.
I believe the last game of the day is at, I want to say it was 6 p.m. or 3 p.m. tomorrow in Albuquerque. Here's a pass from Munoz. That one comes up a couple yards short, intended for Eloy Lopez. 1:35. 3rd and 12 here for the Cavemen. And on that incomplete pass, the clock does stop, so they can take as much time as they want. There's not going to be any difference in the game clock. So Ruben, Cavemen had some good things happen tonight for sure. We saw some good things defensively. I mean, you're still able to hold Hobbs to 31 points. This is the 2nd least points that they've scored all year long. So Cavemen still able to, make a difference in their last 2 games of the season, showing progress. Here's a snap and a pass over the top to Brock Wright from Munoz on the 3rd and 12. He's able to get about 10 yards on that play, comes up just short of the first down.
It's probably about a half a yard short is what it looked like.
So we'll be close. I'd imagine the Cavemen just go ahead and go for it. Ruben, what do you think?
Yeah, at this point, you might as well go for it. I would say do an option with Marley keeping the ball or just give it to Brock.
If they go for it here and get the first down, then they will likely have the ball to finish out this game. If not, we might see the Eagles get the ball and kneel it out.
It looks like, is it a penalty or what? Like they're coming back.
Looks like some kind of penalty on the Cavemen. I didn't see the call here.
Might have been holding or something is what I can guess, because they went back to where it was.
So the clock's going to start running again.
But it's a 3rd down again, so.
They just called for it to run, and it's not running. There it is. It goes. A minute 22, 34 seconds on the play clock. Cavemen stepping up to the line. Munoz in the shotgun. Right next to him.
Trips.
3 receivers to the right. Munoz drops back. Looking downfield, he's going to get hit for a sack deep.
See, I don't understand that they called a timeout.
All right, so a timeout Cavemen there, and it's going to be 4th and a mile. Cavemen going to punt this one off likely, and we'll see if the Eagles just kneel it out. That was a Cavemen timeout, Ruben?
Yes.
So, guys, to explain what happened in the World Series game to finish out the game, no outs, runners on 2nd and 3rd. They bring Tyler Glasnow in a tough situation. He gets a infield pop fly for out number 1, and then a hard hit line drive in the left field. It was caught, thrown to second base to get the double play. I mean, a tough short hop throw, and Miguel Rojas gloved it and made the play. It was a great finish. Unlikely finish for the Dodgers. I'd imagined that they were going to go home after that, but now it's going to go to a Game 7. So a wild finish over in Toronto, forcing a Game 7. But 1 minute remains here in the game here in Hobbs. And the Cavemen come out of their timeout. It's going to be 4th and about 22.
So it looks like are they going to go for it?
Looks like they are. Munoz gets the snap. He's looking downfield. He's just going to throw this one somewhere, and it's going to get intercepted.
Which should be almost like a short punt.
I guess it basically is a short punt, yeah.
Except for on your stats.
Yeah, the stats aren't going to like that. Yeah, for sure. That one was intercepted by number 4, Adrian Mora. Mora listed as a senior, so on the final regular season game of his career, he's able to notch down another interception. 53 seconds remaining here in the game, and Hobbs going to kneel this one out. You got to respect it. So I believe that will require one more kneel.
Yes, it will.
So 32 seconds here on the play clock, and the Cavemen are going to take the loss on the final game of the season, Ruben. They'll end up 500 on the year. 5 wins, 5 losses, and a big hope for the playoffs. We just never know. Are the Cavemen in the playoffs? I believe they are.